Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome out to J.L. Butch Stoker Stadium. Excited to bring you ASH Trojan football.
The road to the Superdome has an opportunity to run right through that piece of property right out there. Do not talk on social media. 7 o'clock Friday night, that stuff don't save you. Discipline wins the ball game. You understand that? You compete, and you compete with composure.
Look at JT just continue to run. He's got a break for the time. If he gets a seam, they're not going to get him. Touchdown Trojans. JT Lindsey.
It's the next one. Let's go get the next one. Y'all with me on that, man? Say it like you mean it. Love each other. Love each other. Love each other. Fear each other. Let's go do what we do. Dominate on 3. 1, 2, 3. Dominate. Hey.
And good afternoon or good evening, Trojan fans and fans from around the state of Louisiana. We're excited to bring you 2024 high school playoff football. The ASH Trojans sitting at number 2 seed in Division I select, set to take on the visiting Yellow Jackets of C.E. Byrd out of Shreveport, Louisiana. I am Doug Gann alongside of Nick Magnano, excited to bring you quarterfinal action, and anytime you're playing during Thanksgiving weeks, it's a special week. Want to bring in my broadcast partner now, Nick Magnano. Nick, get the turkey down and come on. What's happening, buddy?
Turkey's gone, brother. Turkey's gone. Turkey was yesterday. It's game day today. 45 degrees outside. Feels like 42. Jeans weather tonight. 61% humidity. Northeast wind at 4 miles an hour. Thank the Lord it's calmed down a little bit, and hopefully by the start time it'll be even less. So hopefully that wind won't affect this game too much.
Well, we welcome you out to an extended countdown to coin toss, brought to you by La Bistro Coffee and Waffle Bar. They do a tremendous job, and the beauty of it is you need to check them out not only for what they have, what their menu is, but check them out for their catering. They have those things called those French toast cookies on there. Nick, what's on the menu tonight?
Spaghetti meatballs, garlic bread. Had a little side of green beans, if I'm not mistaken, and a little tradition here that I don't eat before. But if I missed anything, Doug, let me know.
If you think you remember Nick from maybe days of past, you do. You remember they used to have the little kid read out the lunch menu on the news?
That was me.
That was Nick. Nick was there. Now, we're excited that you've joined us in this one tonight. 8 teams remain in the drive to the Dome. And your ASH Trojans sit at 11-0 off of a big 49-6 win over the Eagles of Evangel, Nick. And it's been one of those seasons. Second straight team out of that District 1 5A. They play a little bit of different football up here, but this Byrd team might not be so far off.
No, they're not. They play a little different style than the teams that we've seen from that area. I will say this, Doug. I was kind of joking with Coach Bachman at the show. I said, do they ever punt? Are they allowed to punt? Is it against the rules for them to punt in the northwest part of the state? Because these guys are constantly going for it. They're really strong. They're really a technical team with a great offense that keeps the ball on the ground a lot. Will throw the ball a little bit. Defense, kind of undersized, but a little stingy, especially around the back. They like to steal the ball out the back. They'll get a few interceptions here and there, but mainly just a well-coached, solid football team. And special teams, watch his kicker. He's of course we jinked the kicker last week, so maybe we can jinx him this one as well.
Look, if you don't believe it's real, watch a little bit of that Thursday football yesterday. What was going on? There were a couple of jinxes that were put out there, and that announcer jinx is a thing until you try to do the reverse psychology one and get them jinxed, and that makes it a little bit difficult. Nick, we're in round 3 of the playoffs. Trojans are here by way of a bye in the first round for getting that 10-0 season, and the number 2 ranking just a few points behind, percentage points behind Edna Carr, who is rolling in that other side of the bracket too.
Yeah, they took out Huntington by a lot to a little last week, and the one thing about it, Doug, is if you're going to be anywhere, be number 2 because you're at home until the Dome if you make it that far.
And there's not a lot of difference in 1 and 2 other than we're 1 and you're 2, but it's a neutral site. if
that's right.
you get down there. And things change a little bit this year, too. So if you're the higher seed, you're home through the dome.
Right, and that's a great thing. I mean, you work all season to earn it. Well, let me rephrase this. I think it's a great thing whenever you play a schedule like the Trojans have. If you play a mediocre schedule and get that power rating up there, but then again, if you do that, you're not well prepared, so usually second or third round you lose anyway. So yeah, no, they're battle tested, they've earned it, and then this CE Byrd team is going to be a challenge as well.
Well, let's not look outside of our part of the bracket at all. Seedings and rankings and home field advantage don't really mean much. Look at Acadiana, look at St. Paul's. Higher seeds, gone.
Yeah, Byrd goes down last week and beats St. Paul and beats them handily. Really, the game was never in jeopardy for Byrd. And then, yes, John Curtis, perennial power, has a tradition. Although
a lot
Acadiana,
of folks had them going down to the.
Although Acadiana has that tradition too, they don't have the tradition that John Curtis has had throughout. 19 seed goes and beats a 3 seed.
Right, that's right. So I mean, you throw all of that out of the window. The Trojans did strike fast and hard last week against the 17th seeded Evangel Eagles, or 18th seeded Evangel Eagles. 17 was Huntington. We talked about that on the show, didn't we? They come down there, and what a special night that was when it was over with. Coach Bachman, of course, that's his alma mater, was able to visit with his high school coach, a lot of his friends and family, and a couple of guys that were on the squad. Pittman was there, and Chase Pittman, and guys that he played with that went on to have great careers. He was able to go and visit with and share with, and that embrace at the end of the game between Coach Denny and Coach Bachman was special.
Yeah, it was. And then Brock Berlin actually came over. Right. And matter of fact, I forgot to mention that to you guys whenever I got back up here because I was winded. But he came over and was talking to Coach Bachman, and that was a good embrace. And I mean, just the whole setup, and you could tell going into it. I was, Chuck and I were talking during the show when you had the players on that Coach last week. Yeah. Before that game, the coach, it was just a little different. Coach Bachman, it was just a little bit different that night, and you could tell the emotion. Now, obviously, fortunately, he didn't, and he wasn't going to let it affect his job or the game. But you knew after the game, with the amount of people that came over, the amount of selfies, the amount of pictures, and look, we're talking about 20, 30 years worth of people coming over, which is why we had Coach Merce up here for the first part of the post game show. But it was a really good embrace,
and the audio was out on that too. I get hammered during that too. I don't know, and I'm hitting the buttons at that point, so we got it going back up, and I don't hit the buttons, and so nobody heard what he had to say at the end of it. But anyway, we'll get him back up here for the wrap up show as well, and just an exciting time on here. Nick, we're going to get into our keys to the game probably about the bottom part of the hour. We have that extended pregame show, so we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll start talking a little bit about what we see out of the Trojans and how they're going to attack this Byrd defense. I know you watched a lot of film this week, and we'll take a look at that, as well as what that Trojan defense, led by Coach Merce, Coach OJ, and those guys are going to do when it comes to the other side. And we'll do all of that when we come back. It is the countdown to coin toss. You're watching it courtesy of La Bistro Coffee and Waffle Bar. We'll be back in just a minute. You're watching ASH Trojan football on 446 Sports.
Yeah, so what happened out there tonight?
We struck out at home with leftovers, then we remembered walk-ons.
What effect did the situation have?
Spirit soared. Nick took on a burger. Jen obliterated her ribeye po' boy. And speaking of spirits, Laura even scored a real tasty cocktail. She needed that.
Any lessons learned today?
Yeah. Head straight to walk-ons.
Scratch-made dishes, wall-to-wall TVs, craft beers, and cocktails. Walk-ons for the win.
Are home problems turning your life upside down? Trust Southern Air Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing to save the day. From keeping you comfortable to plumbing repairs and even generators, we do it all. Southern Air Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing, your one-stop solution for AC, plumbing, and generators. If you need us to save the day for you, call Southern Air Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing or visit us online at southernairnow.com.
This month, as we gather with the ones we love, let's take a moment to give thanks for the blessings in our lives. When it comes to protecting what matters most, trust those who care about your family as much as you do. I'm Jason Hawk, your local Farm Bureau insurance agent. I'm here to help you protect what you hold dear. Whether auto, home, or life, have peace of mind knowing that your family is covered today, tomorrow, and for years to come. So talk to Hawk at 318-791-HAWK or online at talktohawk.com and let us help you protect what matters most.
And we are back live at JL Butch Stoker Stadium. Doug Gann alongside of Nick Magnano. I want to send out a big shout out to Kel Bonton, who directed that video that you see out there. The Bonton Media, when they produced that, that was our opener, and we'll try to work that in again tonight as well. But a big crew that is out here helping us tonight out on camera. Jason Crooks and Roger Walker are in town. Chuck Perkins is up there switching the cameras and producing. I don't know. I think this got me last week. Whether he was producing or directing. I don't know either one of them. He's there. And, of course, Brett Stallsby here doing the rest of it. And could not do any of this without all these guys missing Josh. He's out on the East Coast over there is he's at. And he just as soon as we're talking about him, he's got a text that he's missing the food, and it is certainly good, courtesy of La Bistro Coffee and Waffle Bar. Nick, the Trojans.
Can we pick on your son 1 second?
Why not?
Okay.
He's not here to defend himself, so sure.
That's right. Let's just pick on him 1 second. At least Mr. Young Gann. Okay. Put I missed the food. And then maybe a next line under, and the company's okay.
That's right.
I mean, come on, JG.
That's right.
Sorry to interrupt you there, Doug.
That's about right. And so he will be swapped out positions with Billy French. We moved Billy inside tonight, and he'll be taking care of the scoreboard activities for us on there as well when we can get him out of the food. I think the iPad has been down twice, and he's been in the food both times, so we'll see about that. Crowd starting to make their way in here tonight. Wondering, Nick, what the cooler temperatures are going to do with folks tonight. Yeah, and you have to worry about that, and obviously travel as well. People possibly, taking a long weekend, being off Thursday and Friday. But I tell you what, if they're not here, they're gonna miss a good one. Indeed, they are. And then we always tell you, look, you watch this later. Did talk to somebody in the stands we're able to meet and visit with a little bit, and they said that they'll watch and then they'll go back and watch the games. You got a phone with them in the stands, and we certainly love hearing that. So the Trojans tonight, Nick, we've seen them do. We talked about it off the air. It might not be the most exciting brand of football, the way that they came out when you expected. They went 3 consecutive quarters without throwing a forward pass. It goes back, and I'll say it, the forward pass, because that's what it seemed like doing when they just ran the ball. But they're going to do. What's their purpose on that? When you have the control of the game like that and you're scoring on those possessions. We talked last week, and one of the things when we talked about pounding the ball and you're worried about getting to 40 points. And look, they got to 49. So in the first half. That's right. This might be the first game we've played all season, Doug, to where this might be the first game Bird's played all season where Byrd might throw the first pass of the game, which will be very rare for them. That'd be very rare for us as well. But you break things down and you look strengths and you try to see some things too. One of the things you told us about, and then that we've seen in some of the film as well, offensive line. If we're taking it Dandy Don style and we're looking at offensive line versus defensive line, who do you think's got the edge there? I think Ash for sure. And once again, this is my opinion. This is not coming from the coaching staff, so don't. The views and opinions expressed by Nick Magnano are not necessarily those of okay. We've got the disclaimer out of the way. Our offensive line is just so physical. Yeah. And look, now we'll say this about their defensive line.
they're taller, they're slender, they're aggressive and they're athletic, but I really like our, and then you put Tanner, you put Grayson, you put Linsinger. I mean, those guys, and not to mention what Jimmy and Fontenot and even Darius, mainly Jimmy and Fontenot, what they do, no block, no rock is what Coach, always tells us. And I really like the physicality of our front.
Look, it's going to be dominant. And then, heaven forbid, if you come up and try to creep 8 or 9 guys into the box to stop that, you've got Carson Sellers and Max Gassett. And I'm looking at Max throw probably one of the better footballs that I've seen him throw tonight. He and Carson are getting loose over there. A couple of sophomore quarterbacks that are just starting on there. Watch this ball that Max throws here. You don't see it on your screen, but that's one of the better ones that I've seen him throw.
Yeah.
Watching some of the punters do work too, and that's a little bit better than I've seen them kick here in a while.
Yeah.
As well. But it's a two-edged sword there. If you come up and you want to drop back and say, we've got to cover Darius and Jimmy and Alex and those guys, well, then you're going to get 200 yards put up on you by that combination of JT Lindsey and Von Darbon.
Yes, yeah. And, and you're talking about Max and Carr. I mean, they're juniors now.
That's right. They've grown up.
Football life, I mean, they're juniors. And another thing, too, guess what? That ball comes out of that hand a little, when you have confidence, that ball comes out that hand a little bit, tighter, a little bit nicer, whenever.
It equals out
that's
the
right.
coldness, too.
That's right. So these guys, we'll say this, we talked in the break, I think watching film, Bird's, best part of their defense is their secondary, and their 2 backers can actually drop in coverage as well. So, and they're used to seeing that up there. So why not? In my opinion, and we're not talking about the keys to the game yet, but in my opinion on offense, why not pound the ball if you can? And I think that's going to be a chance that we can take advantage of.
Look, there's about 3 or 4 teams in the state that run an offense like Byrd does, too. They'll come out and run a lot of veer. They'll run a lot of wing tee. And it's a lot of misdirection and confusion. What do you do if you're Coach Mercer to get in there and put an end to that?
Well, first thing when you're watching at home, you're going to see the quarterback's number 25.
Right.
And when a quarterback's number 25, that means that he runs the ball a lot. So no, it's good. No, but what they do is, you don't know who has the ball.
Right.
You don't know who has the ball. He's under center. He's low, just like we talked about with Acadiana.
Right.
The tailback, halfback, whatever the person that's lined up right behind them, they get in a very low stance.
Right.
The two wings, although they're standing up, when they're on the move, they're even low. So you don't know who has the ball, and they run the dive. They run they'll run the option. Excuse me. They'll run the option to the outside. They'll run reverses. They'll trap. They'll trap on the inside and bring the wing around. So it's there's a lot of movement, a lot of motion in the backfield, and hopefully the Trojans will be able to find the ball and tackle it.
And look, there's no holds barred in this one. Special teams wise, they'll come out and they'll roll some onside kicks. They'll fake some punts. They'll go for 2. They'll do all of that. I mean, this is one of those where they want to try to score any way and every way that they can. Yeah,
your only return for the Trojans tonight on the kickoff is going to be if he tries an onside kick. Because anything else that I've seen, he puts it in the end zone almost every time.
We talked about that. That's number 12 is their kicker, and he's a D1 leg from Asher Murray, just a junior out there. But he had that stature. We saw him coming in when we were outside getting equipment in here, and he just carries himself. He's not. You don't look at that. And this is no offense to any kick, because kickers but you understand what I mean out of this. You don't pick him out and say that's the kicker. Yeah, no. And he's just like Eli and Channing. I mean, these guys, if they wanted to, they're athletic enough. They could play other positions. They've just chosen to kick. And but you're right. He's hit 2 over 50. And like I said, with the wind dying down here, towards kickoff, I mean, I don't see it's going to be any effect for the kicking game. So look for, if they do get bogged down and they're down in distance, is 3rd and 9, 3rd and 8. Look for them to kick a field goal, because they don't have much of a passing game. A lot of big games going on around the state here in our division, down to the final 8 teams in each one. And you can see that courtesy of our friends at Sadler's Towing. On the Sadler's Towing scrolling scoreboard, of course, everybody's looking at number 1 seed Edna Carr. They are going against St. Thomas More tonight. And I don't know, St. Thomas More, a perennial power, but I don't know if anybody has enough for them. Catholic out of Baton Rouge, the Bears, and Archbishop Rummel. Another one of those Catholic League battles that's coming around. And it seems like that side of the bracket is the Catholic League and this side of it is not. So you're starting to see. But when you're in the select bracket, that's what's going to happen. There's a lot of good football to be played out there.
Yes, and then, of course, the winner of us plays the winner of Turlings and John Curtis.
Yep.
So
would be back here.
Yes. So Turlings they were 9-1, so now they're 10-1.
Yep.
They had open round bye. Their only loss was St. Thomas More.
That's right.
And St. Thomas More was kind of down at the beginning. I will say this about St. Thomas More. Their passing game has a season, so they may give Edna Carr a little, once again, we're talking about
You've got 8 teams remaining. Every week is going to be that sort of a week. It's going to be one of those guys. It's going to be one of those type of weeks, and you see the Trojans starting to make their way out onto the field. Leave it here for them just a minute because I want to be able to let's focus in and take a look at Xavier White there, number 46. If we can get a shot on X there. He is electric when he gets the crowd going. Over to the far side of it now is where he's at. Let's find Xavier. And you ask anybody, Nick, who the leader on this team when it comes to emotion is, and not a person will tell you anyone besides 46.
Yeah, and at the show, you have to ask him to speak up a little bit because he's such a quiet, calm-natured, young man until that 46 gets on there and those lights come on. But, remarkable player, remarkable young man, was out here early warming up in a muscle shirt and shorts.
That's right.
Everybody else is bundled up. So, so look for a big night from Xavier.
And it was a night that Nick actually wore jeans for the first time all season long. And there you take a look at the Trojans starting to get loose. You see them. Yeah, there's X off to the right there in the middle. No, that's Cortez. Cortez had a pick 6. X is on the 40-yard line making his way over is where he's at in the middle. So let's try to find.
And coming into the season, Doug, we were talking about, how the, trying to replace Ford from last week. From last year.
Amarion Ford.
Yeah, and X has stepped up on that leadership role, and we knew physically and we knew athletically he was going to do it. The thing that we didn't know what was going to happen is who was going to be the second backer. Okay, and the second backer has been Jackson Townsend, who's done really, really well. So, and of course, JT, leading this other group here, and Carson, leading the group right beside where X is at. And, and then you see where Byrd over here, I know it's not on the screen, but Byrd there with their 3 tight ends,
right.
on the side here. But, Coach Bachman right in the middle, he makes it through every line, giving all of them a 5. So, real exciting night.
We're going to take a break. When we come back, we will look at last week's stars. We'll see our Southern Air Cool play of the game. We'll see our Security Sporting Goods player of the game. We'll take a look at our Express Pros lineman of the game. We'll get into our keys to the game and all of those things as we wind down the La Bistro Coffee and Waffle Bar countdown to coin toss. We'll be back right after this. You're watching ASH Trojan Playoff Football on 446 Sports.
Looking for somewhere different for lunch? La Bistro Coffee and Waffle Bar is a gourmet espresso bar and restaurant with an emphasis on Southern social experience, featuring a wide variety of salads, soups, sandwiches, and of course waffles. La Bistro has something for everyone and every lifestyle. Whether you are meeting friends, spending time with family, or hosting a private party, we offer a dining experience all will enjoy. La Bistro Coffee and Waffle Bar on Coliseum Boulevard.
Check out some of our recent work at the Panthers Stadium. In addition to custom signs and banners, we also handle custom trophies, custom awards, custom vehicle wraps, and more. Give us a call. We handle projects large and small.
And welcome back out to JL Butch Stoker Stadium. You see it on your Wallace High Associates scoreboard down there. About 33 and a half minutes to go in this pregame setup. And, Nick, let's take a look at some of our stars from last week. Of course, we thank our sponsors for what they're able to do and how they help us out. And one of those that's been big time and instrumental in it for the last couple of years is Southern Air Heating and Cooling. And they have our cool play of the game. So before we get into that, had a number of choices that we had. And trying my best not to pick a couple of them, Nick. Some of the highlights that stood out to you last week, though, that were not our cool play of the game.
Well, I mean, obviously, Cortez, his pick six was phenomenal.
Or go ahead and that's right, the pick six. That's right. Look, I was thinking that was it, and it wasn't. There's so many of them.
No, and then of course J. Lou, back to back. He had an interception against Neville, then he has an interception, brings it to the one. Gets tackled right before. I was picking on he had three blockers in front of him who didn't touch a soul, but that's part of it. Yeah, that's part of it. But and then Elijah Nelson with the big sack, to end the drive.
How about JT with two 60-plus yard touchdown runs? Vaughn with a big 20-yard touchdown run. They had 300 yards in the first half.
Okay, I mean they gave up 6 points, Doug. I mean, can we give the defense any?
Then
I'm prefacing that by what Doug's gonna do.
Let's go ahead and roll our Southern Air cool play of the game in honor of my man Billy. This is last week. Jackson Townsend is there, and he reads this one well, jumps inside on that slant route, and you don't see those often. And this was your favorite part of it, Nick, the left-handed slam on there. I know that wasn't Coach Bachman. And we talked to Coach Bachman on the show, and he says, oh, you're talking about this. Yes, we've addressed that, and we understand that we're not going to hurt our – and so that's a polite way of telling you you're not going to see that again on there. But Jackson Townsend is our Southern Air cool play of the game. Sending that out to our buddy Billy French that does the Tioga broadcast on there. He and Chuck have joined us up here for this playoff run. Security Sporting Goods, another fine supporter of everything that we do. They name our player of the game, and we couldn't figure it out. Couldn't give it to one person because that defense held the high-flying Evangel Eagles to just 6 points, and we chose the entire defense. Nick, was that all right?
Yes, and I got to give a heads up and a hat tip to the person who took the picture and shared with you, and what a great picture that was. It's not up there anymore. I'm sorry.
Go ahead. Brett can run that back. There you go.
You see the picture there where that's the whole defense in front of the scoreboard where it's 49-6, and I mean, and look, that's not to brag or to show up. When you keep an offense like Evangel to 6 points, that's something you take a memento. You have a memory of it, and that's what that's all about right there.
Okay, so who took the picture? You started off with the person that took the picture, and you're giving credit. Was it you?
No.
Who was it?
I don't know.
You're just setting it up like
I'm
you
learning like you, Doug. I'm learning like you, just like the whole. Like you were talking about JT. I was trying to lead up to the defense.
Right. Yes.
To your Security Sporting Goods. Defensive player, player of the game.
Well, it was our entire defensive unit out there, and they kept one of the most high-flying offenses, like we said, -2 yards of rushing, threw for a couple of hundred yards in the game, but that was a young man that's thrown for close to 800 in that midseason game against Captain Shreve, and I think 10 touchdowns in that. So another sophomore, and this class of 27 is loaded.
Yeah.
There's just a ton of great sophomore quarterbacks around the state. Going to be a lot of fun to watch. A young man at Neville,
yes,
just a sophomore on there too. And then our friends at Express Pros, they work on those guys that are doing the blue collar work down in the trenches. And the young man that you'll hear his name called a lot tonight was our Express Pros You Had One Job Lineman of the Week for the second time this season, Caleb Pearl. And Nick, tell me a little bit about Caleb's work.
He's done everything but carry the ball.
Right, that's right.
I mean, he's out front almost every. And look, I understand that that we also have Jacobian and we have Reed that pull, but he's majority the one who pulls and gets in front of almost every one of your
center.
At center, correct. And so with that weapon, of course, Tanner comes in and Tanner hits the first guy, on the edge, and then allows Caleb to go to the second level, and then also the runs up the middle. He'll help Reed or Jacoby initially, then he'll get on that second level with the linebackers. And look, we've seen him at the third level with the free safety. So very impressive young man.
Indeed, he is.
Played tackle last year.
And moved to center this year. Young man that was slotted for it. And so I think an injury there at first, and they said, well, let's try Pearl there at center. And what a move that has been. And, Nick, it's not just on a 5 or 6 yard run that you see Pearl out in front of it. I've seen him on 20 and 30 yard runs down in the end zone.
That one that Vaughn scored on, he hit the DB, and then he led Vaughn into the end zone for the last 10 yards and didn't have to touch anybody.
No, it was very impressive work. And that entire offensive line. Continuity, chemistry has been the key to both offensive and defensive lines. But just like you saw last week, 10 defensive linemen rotated in. You don't see that on the offensive line. They stay in there as a unit, and they pound away. Yeah, no, for sure. Just, once again, the difference in offensive defense, and talking about those defensive linemen, we're gonna need all 10 tonight too, because they're gonna. We'll probably go with a 5-man front tonight. I didn't ask Coach, but that would be my guess. Is what we've done against Ruston. We did against West Monroe. If not, we'll go with 4, and he'll constantly rotating people in. Indeed he will. Trojans down here working on a little bit of hurry-up offense, and so they're excited to go. And leader offensively, without a doubt, 4-star running back, headed down to LSU. He'll sign in the early signing period next week. JT Lindsay, 1,950 yards. Nick, 27 touchdowns on 200 and what carries? 247, if I'm not mistaken. So. I'm going by. And he has set the equivalent of 2 complete games. He has set out the second half of 4 ball games in this one and rest. Had 224 yards at the half last week and didn't play in the second half as the clock was running in that. But what happens when they bring him out of the game? Vaughn. And you know what's sad is, unfortunately, Vaughn was 4 yards short of having his, first. But once again, that's once we got to where we were at last week, Coach isn't gonna just for the stat. That's another thing. He's not right. He's not gonna run up the stats. He's not a guy who's gonna, give you all the stats just to. You have the game in hand. They didn't even play the second half. Look, I learned this. Gosh, what was it? 6-7 years ago when we were talking. I said, Coach, in one of the shows, and this is one of those. Oh, I'm learning what to ask and what not to ask questions. I said, Coach, and I said, what do you think about is X amount of yard games, and I forget the situation, whatever it is. He's like, I don't know anything about that. Yeah. So he doesn't care. The only thing he cares about is that scoreboard at the end of the night. How they get there. If they throw for 800 yards and they win, that's great. If they run for 800 yards and they win. Last week they threw for 30 yards. Yes. 30 yards. And this is a up-tempo, high-powered, all gas, no brakes team. And they throw for 30 yards. Boy, how do you scheme for that as a defensive coach? You excuse me, you don't. That's why there was such a difficult time for Evangel last week. But we're talking about JT and we're talking about Vaughn. Okay, Destrehan over 200 yards. Yep. Okay, West Monroe over 200 yards. Ruston over 200 yards. Yeah. Neville over 200 yards. Evangel over 200 yards.
And what do all these teams have in common? Powerhouses in their divisions.
Yeah, they are
top 5 in their divisions.
They are historical, perennial powerhouses, and then so you're going to come up and you're going to put 9 in the box against them, and it's going to go over the top of it with 3 receivers. One of them just committed to Northwestern State, so congratulations to senior Jimmy Duncan. He wears number 2 out on the field, Jimmie, if you're scoring at home, committed to go up to Northwestern, and just going to be a talent as Northwestern continues to rebuild their program. Of course, JT going down to Baton Rouge, and several off of this squad will sign. Darius Washington going down. He's committed to play in the Gridiron All-American Football Bowl game coming up on December 30th, and we'll be covering that live here on 446 Sports. That is a pay-per-view event by Gridiron Football, but we're excited to be a part of that. Let's take one more break. We'll take one more before we take the next one. Take a break here, about 24 minutes until the countdown. Nick, when we come back, it is the much heralded, much anticipated Restore Media keys to the game. Are you ready to put your 11-0 streak on the line?
Are we playing Pictionary tonight? I like not having Pictionary last week.
As a matter of fact, we do have some things for you to go along with. I didn't make as such of a stretch as I've seen on some of the broadcasts out there. I kind of kept this reined in just a little bit. But a little bit. But we'll look at all of that when we come back. Again, Doug Gann alongside of Nick Magnano. We are 446 Sports bringing you ASH Trojan playoff football here from J.L. Butch Stoker Stadium, and you're watching it all on 446 Sports.
Wallace Eye Associates, right now is the best time to have your cataracts removed. A new year means a new deductible, so if you're just not seeing as well as you used to, schedule your cataract evaluation today. It's fully covered by all medical insurances, including Medicare. You never need a referral at Wallace Eye Associates, and our method of next-generation cataract care is the most affordable in the state. There's only one team, one focus, your vision. Wallace Eye Associates.
Wherever you are, you're there for a reason. You shouldn't have to make a trip to the branch to deposit a check. Skip the trip and use our mobile app to easily and securely deposit checks right from your phone. Day or night, wherever you are or whatever you're doing. Download our mobile app today.
Yeah, so what happened out there tonight?
We struck out at home with leftovers, then we remembered walk-ons.
What effect did the situation have?
Spirit soared. Nick took on a burger. Jen obliterated her ribeye po' boy. And speaking of spirits, Laura even scored a real tasty cocktail. She needed that.
Any lessons learned today?
Yeah. Head straight to walk-ons.
Scratch-made dishes, wall-to-wall TVs, craft beers, and cocktails. Walk-ons for the win.
And we are back live at J.L. Butch Stoker Stadium. Excited to bring you ASH Trojan playoff football. They are facing the Yellow Jackets of C.E. Byrd out of the Shreveport area, also out of District 1 5A. And one of the most anticipated parts of our pregame show, Nick stands at a perfect 11-0, and only makes sense because he's stretching and getting loose for this too. So those of you that are new to the program, and there are a lot of them, we appreciate you joining us on here. Nick will devise his 3 keys to the game. The Trojans take care of these 3 things. Think that they're going to have a good chance of winning the ball game. So let's go ahead and cue our intro music. There you go. It's a Restore Media Group. If you need help with your social media managing, give the folks at Restore Media, shoot them an email, info@restoremediagroup.com. So, Nick, the idea is You're going to give us a key to the game, but before you do that, I'm going to have something up on the screen that kind of relates to that. So are you ready?
Sure.
All right, Brett, let's throw up key number 1.
Full and
full and see, because one's full and one's empty. So what on earth?
All right, on the number 1 offense, we need to utilize every possession by scoring points, no matter how we do it, because you're going to be limited. If Bird's offense does what they plan to do, you're going to be limited to the amount of possessions. Unlike last week, where you're going to have more possessions, they can get in a game to where you can have 5 or 6 and a half. And if you punt, all of a sudden you're behind the 8 ball, and they can keep the ball.
So you're saying we don't need any empty possessions.
We need the full possessions.
There you have it. Then key number 2, what do we have?
Is that is that cup? What is that? Is that cup
that's
pong?
called hide the ball. That's right. What did you say that the defensively needed to do?
Yes, and this is going to be as generic as you can get, but it's what you have to do. We have to find the ball and tackle it. That's going to be, and I know, look, I know that sounds crazy, but the quarterback tonight, the tailback tonight, will be tackled more times without the ball than they will with the ball.
Goodness.
I'm telling you, because that's how.
But that's a good thing. And so the idea behind this hide the ball game is deception. There's a lot of elusiveness where they're moving things around. And so the idea is that they want to throw you off and you not know where the ball is. And they go to the house.
That means,
so I like what
that
you
means
did
our
there.
play-by-play guy better be on his game, because what's going to happen, that ball's going to be with number 4, and we're going to think number 8 has it. Or that ball's going to be with number 24, and we're going to think number 25 has it.
There's a character in the movie, Benny Snake Eyes. He'd call them before they stop rolling. All right, I like what you did there with key number 2. Now, the big one, key number 3, what do you got?
Thanksgiving turkey there. Empty turkey leg, looks like. So, Thanksgiving was yesterday, gentlemen. It's game day today, and you need to take advantage. We need to put all the distractions behind us. Everything that was yesterday, all the family that came in, hopefully they stayed over. They're going to come watch you tonight, but hopefully, because guess what? 3 weeks, if you're still playing, that turkey's going to taste a lot better in 3 weeks than it did yesterday if you don't win tonight.
Look, a lot of people talk about how special it is to play Thanksgiving week and to practice on Thanksgiving week. But let me tell you, there's something special about practicing the week after Thanksgiving and the week after that as well. And the Trojans are having an opportunity to do that tonight. So there you get a look at our Restore Media keys to the game. And if our friend Nick has prognosticated the way that the Trojans are able to put this together, they might just have a chance at going to 12-0 and moving on to the semifinals. So great work, Nick.
Appreciate it. A lot of fun as always.
So you put a lot of pressure in there on the play-by-play guy to follow, and I didn't truthfully think about it until that moment.
Sorry. See, my job tonight should be a little bit easier, because after the guy's tackled with the ball, I can say, oh, yeah, he had the ball. I'm telling you.
This game's a spotter's dream, isn't it?
Yeah, you're going to see that quarterback and that tailback, they're going to be tackled without the ball numerous times tonight. And people are going to be doing their job. Players are going to be doing their job.
And that quarterback that we're talking about is Harrison Ayers. He is the senior quarterback, 5'11", 185. He goes, Harrison Ayers, A-Y-R-E-S. So looking forward to that. Been a big shout-out to La Bistro Coffee and Waffle Bar. All of our sponsors that are out here tonight. Don't forget, if you're looking for your game day grub, go by and check them out. They Boudin balls at Eastside on the Circle. They've got the Boudin balls and the duck wontons and all of that. So we tried to pick our way around the different restaurants so that we can promote several of them. And look, I'm telling you, one more of them, and I won't have to cook it all. Take a look. There you go, Brett. Brought it up. We'll take a look. All we didn't change was the logo on there. Good. No, you did that. Yeah. So, yeah, the Trojans come in as the number 2 seed in this one. They are 11-0 on the season. Byrd came into it at 7-3. They've won 2 and are now 9-3. Went 5-3 in that big 9-team district. Take us through some of those teams that C.E. Byrd played this year?
Yeah, the one common opponent was Evangel Christian. They beat Evangel 35-23. But they played a very difficult schedule. They played Saint Amand. The first they beat Saint Amand. They ended up 7-2. They beat Halton, who was who's a 4A team up there in Division 2. They played Parkway. They lost to Parkway. Parkway's a non-select, very, very difficult team to play. Airline, they lost to Airline, who was the district champ. They lost them, but competed with them 35-21. Captain Shreve, who they lost to Captain Shreve, who was 6-4, ended up losing Captain Shreve last week in the playoffs. So very difficult schedule. They average 32 points a game, and they give up just over 21 points a game.
And look, that's in that division that's up there in that district. Giving up just 21 is not a lot of points in that one. And that's what you do it by controlling. And what that tells you, Nick, is that a team that doesn't get the ball a lot and they're scoring up in the 30s, they're scoring most of the time that they have the football.
That's right.
Take a look at the Trojans season that we started out down in St. Francisville at West Feliciana. Didn't make it to the Smokehouse on there. We'll do better and get there next time.
Yeah, Trojans now 11-0, and of course they were 5-0 in district. PR number 2. Your Trojans are averaging 48 points a game, giving up 20 points a game. So, of course, big wins over Destrehan, big win over Opelousas. We talked about how JT went over 200 yards on Destrehan. He had almost 200 yards total from scrimmage against Opelousas, which was another power, and still playing football.
3 defending state championship champions. Opportunity for 7 teams off of this schedule
still
to
playing.
Be in the semifinals.
Dadgummit, you took it from me.
Sorry about that. Go get it again.
But that's correct. Union Parish, Destrehan, Opelousas, West Monroe, Ruston, Neville, okay? All those teams, okay, are still in the playoffs. 64 left in 8 divisions. So, do the math. 7 of them, are still in. And to be honest with you, looking for Neville, looking for Ruston, looking for Opelousas, and probably Destrehan to advance.
Look,
Union Parish as well.
Something. Don't sleep on the Rebels up at West Monroe.
Yes.
They have reignited things on there. I think they go down this week and win that game too.
And I found it, of all people, me to find something on social media that I sent. I sent to you guys. Okay, and look, this is for your Alexandria fans in the future too. Okay, Central Baton Rouge hosting West Monroe this year.
Right.
Okay. Before they knew it, West Monroe had bought a lot of the home home crowd tickets.
They were not happy about that at all.
They sold out of their section. They bought some of the. It's just different. I hate to do that. It's different in 2-5A.
Yeah.
These guys and
well, you get a good look at the crowd that is making their way in here tonight too. They are filling up these sections well. You can judge the crowd by how far they park down towards the baseball field is what's a good look on here. I don't think we hit the capacity that we had in Week 10, which was deemed the battle at the Butch. 2 9-0 teams, Neville and Ash going after each other on there. This game is for a spot in the semifinals and to be in that Final Four. And look, I'm telling you, just a tremendous, tremendous night. The weather is crisp. It is good. Bird's got their big banner up, ready to get things going. There you get a look at some of those folks that are making their way in here tonight. Big shout out to our crew, of course, on cameras, Jason Crooks and Roger Walker. Billy French is with us tonight, and Chuck Perkins are in here. Brett Stallsby, Nick Magnano, and I am Doug Gann, bringing you all of the action here. This has been an extended version of our La Bistro Coffee and Waffle Bar.
Looks like we have a former ASH Trojan quarterback right in front of us, Craig Nall.
That's right.
If I'm not mistaken.
Craig is in the house. It's good to see Craig. Started here and went down to LSU, finished up at Northwestern, played NFL for a little bit.
Lost to the Bolton Bears his junior year.
Oh, gosh.
But he beat us his senior year. Not my senior year, but his senior year he won.
We've had him up in the press box with us a couple of times, and always a good image. I think that started the time of me standing on the chair to interview somebody because a lot of the alumni that come in here are really just big dudes. And Carson Sellers and Max Gassett are the same brand of that quarterback. But no, certainly good to see that young man in here.
Yeah, went to the NFL. Might have been the first Trojan who may have made it to the NFL from here. I don't know. I can't remember. But that was in the 90s. So
yeah, I'd have to go back and see when Bonill's days were.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, Chris.
Yeah,
Excuse
you had
me, Chris.
A
yes.
couple before then as well. But
Okay.
good to see Craig in the house too, on here. And Byrd making their way out onto the field. They run through the banner. Trojans will start to make that Trojan walk momentarily out of the end closest to the baseball field, and you see the coaches starting to make their way out here.
Kind of early run out, wasn't it, Doug?
I think it was, but they're ready. Bird's ready to go. They've been up listening to this extended version of the countdown and thought the countdown to coin toss and thought that we were going to be here. We'll get captains for you. I tell you what, we're going to leave it right here because the Trojans are going to begin their run out in just a moment, and I want you to see and hear what is going on in that. We're going to mute our mics and just let you listen as the Trojans make their way out in just a minute and see if we can get some of those horns in some ambience for us tonight. Don't go anywhere. The kickoff just 9 minutes away. You get a look at the sparks that are going up, Nick, and it is close. The smoke is starting to come out. Quarterfinal action from JL Butch Stoker Stadium is just a few moments away. You can feel the anticipation in the stand. And here come your ASH Trojans. You hear the horns, you hear the cowbells, and it is underway. Jay Frazier makes his circle, and coaches will gather in and they'll do their prayer there, Nick, and a little bit of goosebumps getting in.
Yeah, no, nothing like a good Friday night football game, especially this level with this time of the year. Doug, 48 minutes of football and the rest of your life to remember.
We're going to go downfield once again. It'll be our pregame prayer. It will be our national anthem. We invite you to stand along with us as we honor America.
Tonight's color guards are being presented by the Alexandria Senior High School Marine Corps Junior Reserve Officer Training Corps color guard. The color guard is commanded by Cadet Second Lieutenant Zacharias Bowie. Carrying the Marine Corps colors is Cadet Staff Sergeant Peyton Ivey. The left rifleman is Cadet Master Gunnery Sergeant Jacob Cootie, and the right rifleman is Cadet Corps Brody Ezernet. At this time, can you stand as Lena LaGrange will be giving tonight's prayer, followed by the Trojan Band and the National Anthem.
Please bow your heads. Dear Lord, thank you for this day. We thank you for the opportunity that we have to come together and honor you. We thank you for every player, referee, coach, and spectator here tonight. We ask for your protection over both teams as they play and over everyone in attendance. We also pray for protection over everyone as they travel home. It is in your name that we pray. Amen.
And there you have it. Getting ready for tonight's coin toss. We'll see the captains out there. Nick, what do you have?
Have number 11 for Byrd, James Logan, defensive back, senior. Looks like 25, who's a quarterback. Harrison Ayers, senior. It looks like that's the 2 from Byrd. And then Jacoby, left to right, Jacoby Morris, Darius Washington, JT Lindsay, and Jaden Lewis. Of course, Jaden and JT switched there last minute.
They Omaha'd on you.
They Omaha'd on me, that's correct.
Tremendous job by the ROTC here at Alexandria, the band that got it, and of course the prayer. It's Friday night in Louisiana, and that means football, Nick, on Thanksgiving week. And boy, what a great crowd has made it in here. Not a big crowd made it down from Byrd, but they're still starting to file over to that side. So I expect a good crowd to be in there before we're done.
Yeah, don't sleep on this crowd tonight. Last week, remember, it was right before. They were still coming in right at kickoff.
Got a little chillier.
It did, but I will say this: I kind of unfortunate. I saw the color guard with the flag, and the flag was still waving a little bit. So maybe that wind will calm down just a little bit as the night goes on.
Getting right into the huddle with it. Of course, Byrd will call this one, and I look for the Trojans to get it either way. I think if Byrd calls for it, they're going to defer, and the Trojans will take it. If the Trojans get it, they're going to want the ball and go set things out. So I expect the Trojans to get this football to start things off here in the first half of play. Been wrong 1,000 times today, but if I had to guess, that's what you'd see out of there.
Yeah, no, I agree completely.
Trojans want the football, and they want to keep it away from Byrd. Byrd wants to try to Belichick you, get a late score in the first half and start out with the ball in the second half. One of the longest tosses that we've seen. And looks like the Trojans have won the toss and have elected to receive. I'm not saying that this comes up in our meetings at all. I'm just telling you, just call it like I see it. That Trojan offense will make it out there, and this is what you want. They want to come out there and quick strike and go get it. But don't think that you won't see them come out there and pound the rock, Nick.
That's right. And I really think that that's going to be the case to this week as well. I just think that's – I mean, and don't get me wrong. I think we can throw the ball against them as well, but I really think that our front against their front seven is going to be very, very competitive. So,
boy, that gives you a lot to work with too, because you've got somebody like Quick Six who can score anytime he gets the ball. JT Lindsay and Darvon can do the same thing, but never discount this CE Byrd team from that onside kick to start things off. Hands team all along the front of it. You see Darbone right in the middle. Ladies and gentlemen, it is week 13. The Trojans are 11-0 off the bye week. Byrd is 9-3. This for a trip to the 2024 Division I Select Semifinals. And 446 Sports is going to bring you every bit of it. Byrd set to kick things off in this one. They are going towards Jackson Straight Everybody excited about this one. I am Doug Gann alongside of Nick Magnano. So happy that you've chosen to be watching this broadcast. A lot of other things that you could be doing. Happy Thanksgiving to you. 'Tis the season, and we are underway. Kick goes down the middle. It's going to be caught there by Darius. Darius has it at the 5, up the middle, quickly to the 25, cutting around, and he's going to be dropped at the 25-yard line is Darius Washington, and that may be that cold football effect on that one.
Yeah, total miss hit there. He knuckleballed it like he was shooting one from 30 yards out in a soccer game. But
leave it to you.
But it's the truth. It's the truth. I mean, that was a knuckleball that he hit the dead center of the ball. Don't get used to that unless they've changed their tactic.
Yeah,
that's correct.
26-yard line is where the Trojans have it. First down and 10. We're just underway. You see that on our Wallace Eye Associates scoreboard. Again, a big shout out to La Bistro Coffee and Waffle Bar for sponsoring our pregame countdown to coin toss. Coming in motion is Jimmy. Handoff is going to go right up the middle. Big Jacoby is out blocking, getting good room out to the 41. JT spins around and get them out to the 42-yard line.
Yeah, 16-yard gain there right off the right side. Have Thibodeau and Townsend in, Doug, right now.
Trojans go tempo with patience. Jimmy in motion once again. Toss comes to the near side. That is Vaughn carrying the ball. Vaughn now is going to be knocked out of bounds. It's almost like the Trojans are rotating the plays in with their running back there.
9-yard gain there actually, I'm sorry. They're going to give him
stays in the
8.
game. They're looking at him. JT, a little bit winded on there, too. You see him stretching out. We'll keep an eye on that. Quick hitter over to the far side. D-Dub's got it. Blocking downfield is Jimmy, and all the way out to the 40-yard line.
Yeah, 10-yard pass and catch there from Carson to D-Dub. So I was wrong about Byrd throwing a pass before your Trojans.
JT on this side talking to Corville, Coach Corville, and kind of keeping an eye on him. First down and 10. For the Trojans from the 40. Back to pass, they throw it back the other way. Darius has it, slips one tackle, breaks out of another down to the 31-yard line. Going to be 9-yard pickup on that one.
Yep. So 2 identical 9-yard gains on the screens.
Boy, this is the benefit of having a back like Vaughn Darvon. Vaughn gets a high snap again. He's following that bevy of blockers, gets behind him, can't find him behind the big guys, and he gets another first down for the Trojans out to the 26-yard line. Bevy, he said.
5-yard gain there for Vaughn on that first down run.
Trojans controlling the clock in this one, 1.5 minutes in. Sellers has his crew there, gives it over to Vaughn one more time. Vaughn up the middle, bangs around to the 20-yard line. They'll mark him at the 19.
Yeah, going to give him 7 there. Boy, that was kind of high-low tackle there.
And JT makes his way back in, and that is so good to see. Only one carry on this drive. That was the first one, but JT sprints back in, and he's got it this time. Following Pearl, it looks like. JT cuts to the inside, gets to the 20, or give him the 16, and that'll be a first down for the Trojans. Trojans racking up first downs on this drive. Well, they gave it to him just shy of it, did they?
Yep, they're good. Yeah, so we're going to go 3 on that one, which I guess 2.5 actually.
Third down, and to say a chain. Yeah, they're telling them to move the chains. I thought it was the first down.
Yeah, so.
My eyes are getting ready for that veered offense that's coming in there. I'm getting them loose. First down and 10 for the Trojans, so they officially give him the 16-yard line. Trojans go in tempo and still put it in the air just a couple of times on this one. Handoff up the middle, JT's got it right up the middle, goes JT, down to the 10 and the 9-yard line.
7-yard gain there for JT.
Trojans won the toss, elected to take the football and trying to pay it off here. Second down and 4. Handoff, JT's got it. Following that big offensive line, cuts back inside, touchdown, JT Lindsey, touchdown Trojans. Let's take a look at it one more time if we've got it on our BU Designs instant replay. See it in slow-mo. We'll try to get that. That's how our instant replays go. We'll keep live action up in the corner. But JT just was able to break through that line, get behind that big offensive line, and go to the house. Good to see that young man coming back from a little bit of a stinger there on the first play. Mesh set to try the PAT out of the Carson Sellers hole. We've got a timeout coming up after this. Kick is up, and it is good. 7-0 Trojans score in 2 minutes, 32 seconds. We'll be back right after this. You're watching ASH Trojan football on 446 Sports.
Are home problems turning your life upside down? Trust Southern Air Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing to save the day. From keeping you comfortable to plumbing repairs and even generators, we do it all. Southern Air Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing, your one-stop solution for AC, plumbing, and generators. If you need us to save the day for you, call Southern Air Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing or visit us online at southernairnow.com.
Let's take a look at our Tee It Up Golf Drive summary here. Thank you to our folks at Tee It Up Golf. Go by there and see them. If you need help with your drive, that drive was 9 plays, 74 yards, 2 minutes, 32 seconds. Trojans with a JT Lindsay touchdown run of 9 yards. And now set to kick this one off in there is Eli Fung. Puts a foot into this one and drives it back. Only one man back deep. He receives it at the 7-yard line. Will make his way up the middle. Trojans have been special on special teams. And there's another one. They'll be stopped at the 17-yard line is where this drive will begin.
Yeah, Colby Pope, your first man there. And then Jackson Townsend and Vaughn to help clean it up. But good work there by your Trojan.
Once
Keep
again,
them.
Big shout out to our friends at Tee It Up Golf who have got on board for the playoffs. They also have lighted up signs, the billboards, a lot of the digital billboards that you see around here. If you're a business looking to get your message out, check out the folks there. Tee It Up Golf, brand new with us. First down and 10. Let's see now. Ayers under center. Handoff is a direct snap, and it's right up the middle and off and going to the 49-yard line. And that's just that fullback dive, Nick, to number 8, Simmons, Desmond Simmons.
Yeah, and that's, once again, Doug, that's what they do. Big gain there and tackle by Jay Lou there. We have to make sure that we stay gap sound and that we find the ball, Doug. I know it sounds elementary, but it's very difficult.
Harrison Ayers goes all the way to the sideline, gets the play, and runs back in with it. 2 receivers to the top, a lot of motion and trickeration. Handoff once again goes up the middle. Looks like Simmons on the carry once again.
Yeah, Thibodeau and Townsend did a better job on that one, finding him initially. 4-yard gain.
What carried a lot as the Trojans defense was able to intercept passes and put pressure on Pop Houston last week. Won't have that opportunity in there because you're not going to see any drop back pass attempts out of this from a shotgun. 2nd down and 6 go the Yellow Jackets. Harrison ducks down under center again. More motion right up the middle once again, and the Trojans defense is there. Thought maybe Byrd found something on that first play, but the Trojans adjust to it quickly, and it's going to be a 3rd down. But I've got to believe anywhere you're in 4-down territory if you're 3 or 4 yards and in.
Yeah, Jackson Townsend, Cortez came in, and so did Elijah Nelson come in from on the backside there to help. And, of course, Thibodeau was right in the middle of that as well. So.
Good thing you like about coming up and playing tight coverage, your defensive backs are solid. The back end of this defense is really good for the Trojans.
Got one uncovered there, Doug.
Ayers with the handoff to the far side. Going to be right at the line. He'll get it to the 40, and that'll be another 1st down for the Yellow Jackets.
Yeah, Xavier White there with your first tackle. Boy, we got to watch. We had the slot receiver uncovered out there, and like I said, it may not hurt you, but I guarantee the guys on top of this roof is noticing that.
Up on top of this chilly roof, they bring Hobbs in, and Terry comes out. So there's that big, beefy 5-man front that we expected. You got Nelson there, Thibodeau is there. Gosh, Hobbs just came in. Mason is there. Noise being a factor in this one too already. 1st down and 10 from the 40 is motion. Handoff right up the middle, and there's a big stop defensively.
Yeah, Hobbs and Mason there, good work there, but still falls forward for 2 yards, but it's better than 8.
Better than that 1st down that they had to start the game.
That's right.
Second down and 8. Trojan fans here making a little bit of noise. Already nearing the 6-minute mark in this one, and drastically quicker than those that we've seen as that clock continues to roll. They'll hurry to the line. They snap the ball, I don't know, with a little bit of time left on it. They don't really bleed the clock all the way down. Ayers trying to get something in. Still, I don't think he can hear a lot of it. The receiver doesn't know what's going on. Handoff's going to go to Simmons on the right side again, and he's going to be dropped after a gain of about 3.5. So it'll be third down and medium.
Yeah, Xavier and Griffin there on the tackle to Griffin's side there. So good work there. So it makes it like you're talking about 3rd and 5, Doug. This is a play where
Birds just swapped out one of their big offensive linemen. 76 went off for another receiver. Might be an opportunity. Boy, the crowd here is making it so tough on Byrd to hear anything. Ayers thought he might have been hard snapping. Watch that direct snap if he gets up and comes out of there. Boy, give this one to that Trojan crowd. There's motion to the far side. Handoff goes there, cutting back to the middle, and we're going to have our first 4th down attempt. It'll be 4th down and 2.
Good work there by Jackson Townsend, filling a hole, gets him low, and then Xavier helps him as well. So good work there by your 2 center backers.
Boy, Nick, this crowd realizes that they are giving some grief to that offensive unit trying to get the signals in.
Yeah, it's usually kind of rare, Doug, for a team that runs the ball this well, but they have affected them.
4th down and got to get to the 30. Crowd on their feet making some noise here. Motion, rocking back.
They will put the ball on the ground, Doug.
Trojans doing a good job of staying and not falling for a hard count. There goes motion once again up the middle. Oh no, Harrison kept it himself, and that's my first botched call. Ayers gets the first down out to just past the 30-yard line.
Yeah, Cortez tackled him, thought he had him short, but he did. By about 6 inches, he got it. So
4:46 to go here in the first. Trojans lead this one 7-0. Over and under on possessions, Nick, is 6. Is that what I saw? They look like they ought to be up in northeast Louisiana running the football. Ayers brings a man in motion again. The toss goes that side. Boy, that's a tough toss. That's one of those I can see going behind that young man, but there's a pickup of 8 for the Yellow Jackets, looking to even this thing up with a really good drive here. Started at the 9:32 mark.
Yeah, Jayton Terry with the tackle. And that's one thing about Jayton. He'll come up and play the run, but boy, that was, like you said, they had a lot of people out in front, and to get 8 yards before any contact, that's not what you want.
Not at all. 2nd down, and just a couple have to get to the 20. 10 yards at a time. Motion now to the near side. Simmons up the middle once again, and he is stopped in the backfield. They'll give him a yard on that, though.
How did he get a yard?
Not sure how he got it, but that was Simmons again. Simmons has been the bell cow for this Yellow Jacket team.
Yeah, good work there by your interior defensive line and Mason, and it looks like Everett might be in there again, or that might be Richard. I'll see here in just a second.
6 minutes on this drive and counting. 3rd down and 1 for the Yellow Jackets. Trojan fans making some noise once again. It's going to be kept, and it's pitched to the near side. The option is there. Good containing. The hold's going to bring all that back. Looks like they're going to whistle number 7, Nick. Christian Robertson.
Yeah, we definitely know it's against Byrd because the way they're stomping upstairs.
That's right.
Was not happy.
At least we're not on that end.
That's right. They were not happy with that. Shook the whole press box, the coaching staff did. But, yeah, big. That's a critical play there, especially for an offense like this, Doug.
Well, you get behind the chains, and that's the first time, and it's been a penalty that's done it. The Trojan defense, other than the first gashing run that the Trojans were able to get down on the ground, this is the first time they've had them in a 3rd and long. This is where I think you see Byrd maybe put the ball on the ground. Try to do one of those misdirections. 3rd down and 11. Here we go. Got to get to the 20. Back to pass. Here's pressure by Cortez Simon. And down goes Ayers. Cortez Simon coming from the far side gets that going. And how about, we talked about wouldn't be many opportunities for a sack, but Coach Mercer and that defense dialed up pressure there, 4th down. And you're going to see that kicker that we talked about a little bit earlier, Asher Murray, the junior kicker, will try this one from 52 yards out. In high school, folks, in high school, going from 52 yards out. Snap is back, it's high, kick is up, and it's got the distance, and it's good from 52 yards.
And that was a high snap, Doug.
Yeah.
I thought if anything he might have pulled it to the left, but wow. And
7-3. Trojans lead this one. We'll be back in 30 seconds. You're watching ASH Trojan football on 446 Sports.
This month, as we gather with the ones we love, let's take a moment to give thanks for the blessings in our lives. When it comes to protecting what matters most, trust those who care about your family as much as you do. I'm Jason Hawk, your local Farm Bureau insurance agent. I'm here to help you protect what you hold dear. Whether auto, home, or life, have peace of mind knowing that your family is covered.
Back for our Tee It Up Golf Drive summary. I say our Tee It Up Golf Drive summary. Sees 3 points on that one. It was a 12-play drive that covered about 76 yards, 52-yard field goal on there, and that's got the Trojans up 7-3. And they'll trade those all night. The big holding penalty was what caused that.
Yeah, critical holding penalty, and then Cortez Simon with the sack on 3rd and long.
We'll see Murray that I think hit that one his first time around. Puts a foot into this one. It is high, and they're going to let it go deep. Not let it. It does go about 6 yards deep into the end zone.
That's the young man that was on the film. I'm sorry.
52-yard. You will see him kicking on Saturdays, and there's a good chance you'll see that young man kicking on Sundays. Just when you can put that kind of leg into it. What if he played soccer, Nick?
I'm assuming.
Trojans back out there. They will start this drive with 2 minutes, 11 seconds. That last drive took 7 minutes and 21 seconds off the clock. Big shout out to Teed Up Golf, our drive summary sponsor. 1st down and 10. Handoff comes to JT to the near side. JT cutting back to the inside of the 27, 28-yard line on that one. Give him 8 yards on the carry.
Yeah, big chunk runs here for JT. 16, 7, 9, 8. Ooh, reverse.
Trojans go the other way with it, too. That's D-Dub's got it, and D-Dub out to the 35-yard line, but a penalty flag on the far side. Looks like it may be motion against the Trojans.
No, Fontenot with a hold, yeah. Got him some jersey because I think he was expecting somebody else to block him. He was talking to Tanner, after the play. Fortunately, it's about the 30, so.
Right. It was a big holding penalty. They're calling it from the spot of the foul is where they're saying that it will go. So it could very well be 2nd down and 10 again.
Yeah. It wasn't in the backfield, fortunately.
Right. This derailed. Yeah, they'll march it off from there. So, I mean, you get the down over. You basically had an incomplete pass on 1st down is what you had.
Yeah.
So, yes, that penalty is tough, but it's not a bad one.
Right.
Not a bad one at all. 2nd down and 10 go the Trojans. One receiver to the top, 2 to the near side. Sellers rolling out this way, gets it out to Darius. He's going to be out near the 30-yard line and passed it to the 32. So referees take it away, and the Trojans go back and get it here. But that's the kind of penalty. Yes, it was rough, but it doesn't hurt them much.
Yeah, you said, and that's actually.
Snap is back and quickly to JT. JT's got it up the middle. Dodges the officials and 5 Byrd Yellow Jackets all the way out to the 45-yard line.
13-yard gain there. He didn't like you saying on there that it was like an incomplete pass.
That's exactly right. A Byrd Yellow Jacket down on the ground, and it's, boy, you see JT none the worse for it after coming out on that first play of the game after his run. And if you don't hear Nick a lot in this game or in a lot of the games that we do, it's because he's counting yards on those big runs.
I just know how you are.
Well, I'd like to know what JT's got tonight. Give me that.
39, 48, and he's up to 56.
69 yards. 69 yards and 1 touchdown for JT here in the first. 1:15 to go. Good to see that young man get up. Is that number 16 or 10? What do you they've got him covered up on there just a little bit.
Abram Anderson, the junior DB, number 16. Number 10's a backup quarterback.
So we're saying he's probably not the one. Good to see that young man coming off. Clock will run here, 1:15 to go. They run. Yeah, there it starts now. First down and 10 for the Trojans. Their second possession here of the ball game. Handoff up the middle. JT hurdling again and gets out to the 47, 48-yard line.
3-yard gain there, right up the middle behind his 3 senior offensive linemen, Pearl, Reed, and Jacoby Morris.
It just shows you the difference in tempo the Trojans have had up in the 30s by this point. JT gets it to the near side. Good blocking again. He's going to spin around and be dropped down just about a yard shy of it, maybe 2 yards shy. They'll put him at the 47 of Byrd.
Yeah, 5-yard gain there. One thing about them, Doug, is their defense. I mean, they're quick, so I'm not expecting a lot of big runs.
Thibodeau coming in late, swapping places with Fontenot, and they'll send Duncan out now to the stripe. Handoff up the middle. JT's got another first down to the 45-yard line.
Yep. Needed 2 and got 2.5, so good work there by JT and offensive line.
Vaughn will come in, but I don't know that the Trojans, yeah, they may. They're looking right at the scoreboard, 11 and 10. They'll try to get one more. Toss to the near side comes in. But, boy, good work, and I've seen 5 on a lot of plays. That'll do it for the first quarter of play. Trojans lead this one 7-3. We'll be back. The Trojans are marching. You're watching ASH Trojan playoff football right here on 446 Sports. And we're back. Start of the second quarter. Trojans, a couple of minutes on this drive here on the 45-yard line. Play action out of Darbone. Going down the field. Oh, he had underneath and throws it behind Jimmy. But Alex had gotten through the 2 defenders and was wide open. But I believe that Carson has made his mind up. Goodness gracious.
Doug, I was expecting Byrd to confuse you, but I did see it like you. I mean, Fondo popped open.
He was breaking open there. And that's something that they've spotted. Don't think they don't come right back to it.
Yeah, that crossing route that Jimmy took. Oh, look at this.
I don't know what they called there. I don't know what we saw.
It's a 15-yarder.
Then that's unsportsmanlike or roughing the passer, the 2 of those. But all the way down to the 30-yard line.
So I'm going to take that. Well, I'm going to put a question mark on if that was post-possession or not.
First down and 10 from the 30. Back to pass now, a straight drop back, and this one's over to the far side. Darius has got it, but it's going to come back for a hold, it looks like. And all of a sudden, things gotten a little sloppy out here.
Yeah, if the possession, let's see, legal man downfield.
Yep. And look, it didn't push ups. He knows. Jimmy, I don't know if Jimmy's doing the push ups. Surely he wasn't the one.
No, yeah, he's doing the push ups for a drop.
Missing that ball.
Yeah,
that's right.
Well, they gave us 15 and we gave them back 5, so we're plus there.
Still behind the chains, but anytime the Trojans have the ball, they can get it into the end zone. Still keeping out for Fontenot on that crossing route again. Goodness gracious. Straight drop back again. Snap throw over to Fontenot, who's got it. Trying to split the defenders and does. Alex to the 20. Now 15-10. Knocked out of bounds just inside the 10-yard line. And that one will stay as no flags. And the Trojans will hurry down and have first down and goal from the 8-yard line. Trojan fans on your feet.
27-yard pitch and catch there.
11 and a half to go in this one. And timeout on the field. Byrd, let's take it with him. We'll be back in 30 seconds. You're watching ASH Trojan football on 446 Sports. And we are back. Trojans talking things over to the near side following that timeout. Boy, what a great job by Fontenot to catch that ball and slip through those two defenders, Nick.
Yeah, good work there and great block there by Jimmy. He made up for the drop. And Doug, you want to talk about the scores that we just received?
Indeed. St. Thomas More 14, Edna Carr 0, John Curtis 3, Turlings Catholic 0. The cream is rising out there. These 8 teams that are there are some quality ball clubs, Nick. Snap is back. JT's got it. JT spins around, down to the 2, the 1, touchdown. Trojans, touchdown, JT Lindsay.
8-yard run there up the middle. Good work there by JT, keeping those legs moving.
On will come Mesh for the PAT. That's the most spirited dudes that are running around with no shirts on with the flags. Trojans in about 3.5, but we'll recap coming out of the break. Snap is high but controlled. Kick is up from Mesh. It is up, and it is good. Trojans lead at 14-0. We'll be back in 30 seconds. You're watching ASH Trojan playoff football on 446 Sports.
Looking for somewhere different for lunch? Le Bistro Coffee and Waffle Bar is a gourmet espresso bar and restaurant with an emphasis on Southern social experience, featuring a wide variety of salads, soups, sandwiches, and of course waffles. Le Bistro has something for everyone and every lifestyle. Whether you are meeting friends, spending time with family, or hosting a private party, we offer a dining experience all will enjoy. Le Bistro Coffee and Waffle Bar on Coliseum Boulevard.
We're back. It is time for our Tee It Up Golf Drive Summary. Big shout out to the folks at Tee It Up Golf for what they do. 9 plays, 80 yards, 3 minutes, 12 seconds. Capped off by an 8-yard JT Lindsay touchdown run. Trojans lead at 14-3. Again, 8 guys up within 5 yards of the 10-yard line for Byrd, expecting or anticipating or waiting on an onside kick. This one is high and pooch, and that's going to drop and bounce around, and all kinds of stuff happens when the ball bounces around and hits the ground. Trojans cover it up nicely, and Byrd will start from the 14-yard line once again.
Yeah, good work there by your Trojan coverage team. Looks like Williams was there. Latravius Williams was there, as well as Cortez Simon, so good work.
We've seen Latravius play really well this year. He's done, I mean, special teams, all of it. He's been around the ball when he gets in there.
Yeah, another sophomore for this Trojan
that sophomore
team.
class is solid. First down and 10 from just outside the 15, they mark it. 11:24 on the clock is when they'll begin this drive. Harrison Ayers and company back in that tight veer. Harrison's going to keep it himself and get to the outside. He's got the speed, too. Only one's going to catch him is Jayton if he can, and Jayton's not going to catch him. That is a 84-yard touchdown run in about 8 seconds, and boy, you talk about that was the one you've got to have a short memory on.
Yeah, that's what this team can do, and they're athletic enough to bust them. And yes, if you're watching at home, that is the number 25 who is your quarterback.
Yep,
so
that means you know that he's going to run the football.
That's right. That's right. So turn the page on the defensive stats.
Right.
Go
already.
to the offensive stat here and see if the Trojans can come back.
Well, it's not going to be tough to recap that one on our Tee It Up Golf Drive Summary. Snap is back, kick is up, and it's got.
My goodness.
That's one of the. I think it cleared the uprights on that one.
Cleared the track for sure.
14-10, we'll keep it here. Let's, Nick, that's what you have to watch for. They didn't find the ball that time, and that young man deceptively fast as he outruns some speedy DBs, but he was going forward with as they were crashing in.
I mean, that's for sure.
And it's hard to turn around and go.
Yeah, one play, 84-yard. What'd you say? He ran in 8 seconds, I think.
Yeah, well, they we'll do it. We'll take a look at our teed up golf drive summary. One play, 84 yards, and it was all 84 yards by Harrison Ayers in 14 seconds is what it was, 14 seconds. And now set to kick this one off. Boy, that's just, they can run the ball, and that evens the stats up a lot, but the Trojans will get the football back.
Colby and Kirkland and Burford need to be prepared here because he will push an onside kick this way, Doug.
Yep. And don't think they've not been coached up. They're talking and like they're putting something on, whether they are or not. And this is just pretty talented here if they're just telling them, hey, what's up? What's up? And he squibs that one around. It's going to be picked up by Jimmy. Jimmy's got it at 30. Jimmy crossing the field. Now goes Jimmy. Jimmy to the inside. Jimmy now 42-yard line. Looking around, and it's I think somebody missed something in the interpretation when they were passing that along. Jimmy Duncan, the NSU commit, making his way down the field.
Yeah, and I'm very old school, and if your kicker can put it in the end zone, just put the thing in the end zone.
Let him put it in the end zone because there's not been one ran back all year that's been kicked into the end zone.
That's right. Kirkland Bates on the field, Doug.
Yeah, I saw that one. I think Jimmy came off. Jimmy was just a little shaken up. Max Gassett will get his first series as well. So Gassett in at quarterback. He's got JT flanked to his right side. 4 receivers now on the field. Gassett going to throw back the other way. There's that screen set up beautifully to JT. JT to the 30. Good blocking downfield. JT Lindsey. Touchdown Trojans. Touchdown JT Lindsey. I'll see your one-play drive, and I'll raise you one.
Yeah, that was pretty easy to call, Doug.
Indeed it was. How about that one?
Let's talk about the patience that Max Gassett had.
That was a jump shot, I think, is what he threw.
He literally was getting pushed. If the guy goes straight up, he might block it, but he's pushing him in the chest when he throws the pass.
After this PAT attempt, we'll pull it back up and take a look at it again, Brett, if we've got it. Extra point is up, and it's good. Let's take a look at that instant replay, courtesy of BU's Designs. And took a good hard hit at the end of that, too. But the offensive line just out and blocking everybody. Blocking downfield. JT takes it 42 yards on that reception. Give Max Gassett the 42-yard passing touchdown, and let's look at it quickly. From Tee It Up Golf, our drive summary here. Boy, they're getting their money's worth out of this. Goodness gracious. One play, 42 yards. 6 has carried the 1, 12 seconds on that drive as well. And Trojans back up by 11 in this one. And here you go.
Third touchdown of the night for JT Lindsey. 2 on the ground, 1 through the air.
Again, continues to introduce himself to folks that have not been around watching this. The patience, Gassett knew he was going to take the hit.
Yes.
And he did. He didn't see the touchdown, I don't believe, but he heard the horns going off. But you go back, Nick, you're right. I mean, you set them up because of that kick and not getting the coverage down there. You set the Trojans up at the 42-yard line. They can do anything in their playbook they want.
Yeah, I mean, and once again, he may have mishit it. I doubt it, but I don't know what the intention was.
And again, that short kick that went just over the head of the upbacks at the 30-yard line was pretty effective for Eli just a moment ago. We'll see if they try to work something like that in. Kind of landing it in that zone like the NFL has now. Fung approaches this one, and he just says, I'm going to hammer this one. Picked up at the 3-yard line, and boy, that's a tough one to go back and get. Right up the middle he goes, and there's a brick wall at the 20-yard line, and that gets the Trojan fans up and on their feet.
Yeah, Clayton Dole and Doug.
Look, his brother right down here. That's the most fired up out of any of them right in front of us.
And I don't know 41. I'm sorry. If anybody has no, I'll try to ask Ayers who number 41 is. He's showed up on our roster here late in the season, but great work by him and Clayton.
First down and 10. 2 plays over the last 2 plays have been long touchdowns. One for Byrd, one for Alexandria. First down and 10 from the 21-yard line. Ayers now in that offset. He's going to keep it. There's a late pitch that goes behind the running back. Coming up and making a good play on it was Jay Frazier. That's 2 that the running back has had to go back and catch behind him, Nick. So keep an eye on that.
Yeah, Hilliard there, and that's what they do, Doug. They'll, like I said, they will put the ball on the ground.
Have yet to do that. Pretty clean football game in this one, short of that little run of penalties that they had. 10-12 to go until halftime. Remember, Byrd does get the ball to start the half. Going to be a keeper again, and that time Thibodeau is there to stop that one after maybe a yard.
Yeah, Thibodeau and Mason was low, so good work there by those 2. That's great work.
They'll give him a couple on it, make it 2nd down and 2, or 3rd down and 2. Trojan fans getting up on their feet. PA announcer Ronnie Schwartz letting them know about it. Trojans making a little bit of a defensive adjustment there. There's going to be another pitch to the near side, and they're starting to run that option not superbly, but effectively.
Yeah, it was good work by Jayton there, but the coaching staff above slamming their feet, because if he goes inside there, the wide receiver, so Maxey, if he would have went inside, that wide receiver number 2, Schoonover, had him blocked, had Jayton blocked to the outside, and he might have went to the house, but we'll take the work there by Jayton.
34-yard line is where the Yellow Jackets have it. 9 minutes to go here until halftime. Trojans lead this one 21-10. First down and 10 from the 34. Motion comes. Handoff right up the middle this time in the Trojans' interior line. Boy, X has got to be careful of that. He pushed one of those offensive linemen down at the end of the play.
Yeah, Jackson Townsend in there with Mason. And that's the thing. I mean, one thing X is going to have to realize, Doug, is he's a marked man. I mean, of course, I guess we can say
I see
X
what you
marked the
did
spot.
there.
I did not mean to do that.
Wow.
I was waiting for you.
Been hanging out with Chuck and Brett a while,
I'm sorry.
haven't you? Wow.
But he's, I mean, look, they're going to send 2 people after him every play, so he's got to
that
keep
opens
his
up
calm.
a lot of guys, though.
Yep.
2nd down and 8. Big pressure. They run the option again. J. Lou's got to make a tackle. He's unable to do so. Well, that option is starting to work for this Byrd team, and what that does, though, is clear up for a keeper from that quarterback, too.
Yeah, Jay Frazier with initial contact there, and Xavier with his hands out. I don't know if he was expecting something different or if there was a missed call, but he was not very happy after the play.
I'm just not sold on the pitch from the quarterback on there, too. Yes, I know it's been effective through, and they're getting down there, but you're going to see one of those, and it only takes one of those to go errant.
Yes.
First down and 10 from midfield, go the Jackets. Handoff right up the middle. Nothing doing there.
Thibodeau's having a big night, Doug. That was a good work there by Thibodeau. Him and Elijah have a little celebration.
Was that his celebration, or was he just shaking his leg?
No,
that was the celebration.
Yeah, him and Elijah. We're gonna have to ask.
Got to ask him about that.
Yeah.
2nd down and 8 from the 48-yard line. 7-13, and if you are Byrd, what you want to do here is take as much time off the clock as you can. Go down there and score. Try to get one to come out of the second half.
Yeah.
Trojans facing 2nd and 8. There's good work from the backside. Thibodeau coming around the back, but that initial penetration was there. It looks like Griffin.
Yeah, Mason, Thibodeau, Griffin, just good work there by those. And then, like I said, we have to make sure that we keep our
give him a loss of about half a yard. So let's just call it the line of scrimmage. It'll be 3rd down. They've got to get to the 40-yard line.
You know, Doug, Ethan Richard's been in a lot. 98's been in a lot tonight. Big.
Third down and long. We saw a blitz here before. Quarterback's got it. He's being chased by Thibodeau. Got to square up and unable to do so. And, boy, that was big work and big pressure. Coach Merce dialing up the pressure on 3rd and long, and he's done it a couple of times effective. And I got to believe they're a shade out of field goal range here.
Yeah. Yeah.
He got off the bus, I think, and was in range.
But, you know, Doug, I mean, they're in a position now to where what they're trying to do to us, what we've done to them, they have to go for it.
That's exactly right.
If
they were in the lead, they wouldn't have to. But if the Trojans get a stop right here, boy, you can create some space.
Yes.
Fans on their feet making it difficult for Harrison Ayers to hear things.
Hold your water, boys. Hold your water.
Firing off the line. Ayers is going to pitch it once again. Got to come up and make a tackle. J-Lou's got him this time. J-Lou says, we're not going to do it again, and that's a turnover on downs. The senior DB, Jaden Lewis, comes up big time there.
Yes, sir. Find the ball, tackle it. Exactly what he did.
Goes back to the old hidden ball trick there. Where's the ball? Good work there by J-Lou and this Trojan defense to get the stop out at midfield. 44-yard line officially is where they will take over, or 43 officially. 6 minutes remaining in this one until halftime. We are here at J.L. Butch Stoker Stadium. Snap is back. Sellers back in at quarterback. JT kind of doing his patented stutter step there at the line of scrimmage, and will get out to midfield, I believe. That 49 is where they'll mark him, somewhere between. No, they do mark him nose of the football right on the 50.
So give him 7.
I'll tell you about something I just saw here before this play, after this one. JT's got it to the far side. Just going to pick up a yard on the play, but a little bit after the whistle, and the young man from Byrd and Jimmy kind of slapped 5 and said, look, all right, none of that. That's good to see.
Yeah, good sportsmanship there. Trying to find Gassett, see if he's okay after that knock that he took, Doug, because I know he went back pretty hard.
Let's take a look out there. Normally would be back in. Sellers would be. Gassett's there standing. He's between Burford over here.
Okay, good.
On the 43.
Good to see. Good to see.
Snap is back now. Up the middle it goes. Oh, no, it's a keeper by Sellers. Keeps it himself. Who would have thought that the one that I don't see is Carson Sellers as he pulls that one and makes his way out. 20, what is it?
Where's the...
They'll mark him down at the 40, at the 36-yard line.
Yeah, give him 13 there.
13 on it, first down and 10. That was just a beautiful play. It will go back up the middle, and look, still continuing to go.
3 there for JT, but yeah, I was fooled as well, Doug.
It was such a beautifully played, well-timed play call. 4:39 to go until halftime. You see it on our Wallace High Associates scoreboard. We will have the band and the performance. There's going to be a false start as it looked like Price turned to look in when nobody else was.
Our third penalty tonight, Doug. That's 3 for 20 yards so far.
You know, and with this Trojan offense, that will affect the play call a negligible amount. 2nd and 8, not really a difference than 2nd and 12 here.
Yeah.
4:23 and counting. Trojans trying to pay off another drive here. Carson calls for the ball now, and they'll look to the near side. Boy, it gets quiet. This crowd knows when to, boy, the fans that are looking up above us got to be some disgruntled coaches from Byrd.
Yeah.
Because that's where they're sitting. Snap is back. Now Sellers getting good protection. Sellers going to go. Oh, Jimmy Duncan goes and just snatches that one right out of the air. We're going to save that one, and we'll watch it back in a little bit. We won't go to it now. But just went up and pulled that one right out of the air.
Yeah, 17-yard. Ooh, I was nervous.
That was tough.
I was nervous. Good work there by Jimmy.
First down and 10 from the 22-yard line. Go the Trojans. 3.5 to go in this one. Sellers hand off to JT. He's met with a little bit, shoves a guy down, but spins into a couple of ones. That defensive line for Byrd is not bad.
No, they're giving them a 1 yard
Price
loss.
Slow to get up on this one. So keep an eye on him.
Yeah, definitely don't want that. That's your sophomore left tackle, Aiden Price, junior left tackle.
Yeah, junior left tackle Aiden Price, and Coach Bachman out there checking it out. Well, you wish nothing but the best for anybody that goes down. It just the licks are a little bit harder on this cold night. But Nick, really one of the only times that we've seen a lineman down all year. This is we talked about continuity and chemistry out of that offensive line. We'll keep an eye on who the Trojans will bring out now to left tackle. Tanner's over there talking to the white hat a little bit about some low blocking, it looks like, because he's demonstrating that the blocks are low on him. Might be giving the white hat something to look out for, too.
Yeah, I wonder if he was engaged and got hit.
And that's what they're talking about out there. And Price is, and yeah, they're unable to do that. He's certainly a little gingerly coming off of the field. And you wish nothing but the best of that young man. Nick, try to get an idea on who's going to come up there in that left tackle spot.
We'll tell you, Coach Bachman was talking to the white hat a lot, and that once Aiden got up.
And we'll kind of follow what's going on with him. 70 comes into the game.
Yeah, it's Jacob Delacerda.
Jacob Delacerda, we've seen him really effective. Play action now. Carson having to go off his back foot. He's got Tanner into the end zone, and the Trojans absolutely never throw it to the tight end, but touchdown, Tanner Townsend. Touchdown, Trojans.
Yeah, 22-yard pitch and catch there for the touchdown, and Carson took a lick there at the end as well, Doug. So good to see him up.
Look, the toughness of these sophomore quarterbacks to stand there in the face of no. And look, so the three guys that were running the flag, one of them's got a shirt on, or maybe they got a different guy in there. But I know that's not much of an update for you. But now only two of the three have have no shirts on. Snap is up. Kick is there, and it's good. And a penalty flag comes in at the end of it, it looked like, unless I saw. Nope, didn't see it. We'll be back in 30 seconds. You're watching ASH Trojan football on 446 Sports.
At Wallace Eye Associates, right now is the best time to have your cataracts removed. A new year means a new deductible. So if you're just not seeing as well as you used to, schedule your cataract evaluation today. It's fully covered by all medical insurances, including Medicare. You never need a referral at Wallace Eye Associates, and our method of next-generation cataract care is the most affordable in the state. There's only one team, one focus, your vision. Wallace Eye Associates.
Time for our teed up golf drive summary here. 6 plays, 56 yards for the Trojans. Took them 1 minute, 42 seconds on this one, and they lead at 28-10 here on this. And Nick, tell them about that scoring drive.
Yeah, just great work. Of course, the play right before that was a 17-yard, which looked like it was going to be intercepted, pass from Carson to Jimmy, and then sets up after the injury, sets up the 22-yard pass from Carson to Tanner for the touchdown.
There you have it, our teed-up golf drive summary. Eli puts a foot into this one. It is high and going to be corralled at the 3-yard line. That's where they'll take it. He kind of stutters to get a look at where he's going. And things getting just a tad chippy out there.
Very much so.
From the far side, and the Trojans have another player down.
That's Clayton Dole, but Vaughn and J. Lou on the tackle there, and then Clayton Dole's on the ground, Doug.
Yeah, and starting to see. Yeah, let's go back and look at that one from Jimmy just a minute ago.
This is the touchdown.
This is Tanner on the touchdown?
Yes.
Okay. You'll see this was right after the one that Aiden Price went out on the injury, and Jimmy had that. But you'll just see, watch Carson, how he just goes back and he's got pressure coming, stays in there, takes a lick, but a wide open Tanner Townsend powers his way into the end zone for the 4th Trojan touchdown on 4 drives tonight.
Yes. And Tanner runs and gets the knee brace for Aiden. No, it's seniors. Senior goes and gets the knee brace. Usually, they send the freshman or somebody after, but Tanner ran and got the knee brace for Aiden, so hopefully he's coming back in.
Dole favoring that right ankle just a little bit. Won't speculate on anything. Neville up over Chalmette 14-0. Southside trails the Ruston Bearcats. Coach Ball and those Bearcats 28-7. West Monroe and Central 7-7. John Curtis 10, Turling's Catholic 0. That's important for us because the Trojans get the winner of that one. St. Thomas More and Edna Carr knotted at 14, and Destrehan on top of the undefeated Airline Vikings 21-13.
Big score there for Destrehan. So once again, what we've talked about all season is the people that we've played against competing at this stage of the year and winning games.
That's correct. Coach Bachman over there with Dole as he comes off of it, and that's 2 out of 3 plays now have resulted in a Trojan coming to the sideline. Something that they've been able to stay away from the bulk of this, what is a 12-game season now, so we'll keep an eye on Price, who looks like he's up and about.
Yeah, he's walking there around the 45.
Got his helmet with him. That lets you know that there's a good chance he'll be back in there. 1st down and 10 from the 27. Handoff goes to the far side, slipping through again. And Trojans had him in the backfield, but unable to get him. Now, what you've got to avoid in this final 3 minutes, Nick, is a late half touchdown because you've got some pressure on them right now.
That's right. One thing that's impressive, Doug, is our defensive linemen actually have a lot of tackles this game so far. That's very good.
2nd down and 3. Handoff goes right up the middle. That's Simmons again. He carried it the first couple of times. He's going to get 3 yards and will be there for a 1st down. That'll stop the clock momentarily.
Yeah, X and Jackson there for that. Although they get a 1st down on it. Wow.
Yep, made it right to the line. So the ball out to the 38-yard line. Got it on the keeper again. Ayers is going to hang on to it and get 9 out of this all the way out to the 47-yard line. But a good job of bringing him down because he has went 84 yards, or 74 yards.
Yeah, J. Lou with the tackle there. Jayton Terry, good work there with the pitch man. Forced the quarterback inside.
2nd down and 1. Ayers has it again, and he's thinking, boy, he just gets not certain that the clock was dirty, but it got cleaned right there by X. Xavier White came up and got him. Wasn't enough for the 1st down, but if they were looking for number 46, they found him there.
Yeah, Cortez low and Xavier high. What a finish there by Xavier.
Under a minute and a half to go, and still no real tempo for this Byrd team. Looking to pass, going over the middle now. And a receiver or the defender slipped down. That was J. Lou. Got to get him down before he gets into the end zone, and that is a big, big, big touchdown.
No flag down, Doug. Flag down, Doug.
Touchdown, though. Yeah, the official was calling it. They called roughing the passer. And that'll be assessed on the kickoff is what we believe. One thing he did was leave the Trojans a lot of time on the clock to get down there with 1:07 to go. But if you're Byrd, that is exactly what the doctor ordered.
Yeah, J. Lou went to, just flip his hips and got Turf Monster got him and left the man wide open.
And that was a throw on the money too. We've seen throws like that, overthrown or underthrown, but that was spot on. When you got nobody within 10, 15 yards of you, it's a little easier. 1:07 now remaining in this one. Byrd on to attempt the PAT.
I was just fixing to say, Doug, they had 2 timeouts. I was really surprised they didn't use one, but I guess they don't have to now.
That's why they're coaching and we're not, huh? He's like, let me just go get it. Snap is back there. That kick is up, and it again clears the track. It may go onto the baseball field out there. Goodness gracious. Trojans will have 1:07 to remain when we come back. You're watching ASH Trojan football on 446 Sports.
At Wallace Eye Associates, right now is the best.
Wherever you are, you're there for a reason. You shouldn't have to make a trip to the branch to deposit a check. Skip the trip and use our mobile app to easily and securely deposit checks right from your phone. Day or night, wherever you are or whatever you're doing. Download our mobile app today.
And we are back here. That teed up golf summary. Nick showed 4 plays, the big one, that big pass at the end. Left the Trojans 1:07 to go in this one. And following that roughing the passer call, you're going to see this one, I've got to believe, go as far as when he's kicked a field goal from almost here.
Yes. Yeah, I can't imagine him giving us a chance to return anything.
No. Now, your kicking team will get down there pretty quick. But look for Byrd just to put this one as far down the field as they can, and he does. Over there, trying to get it into one of the soccer goals, and he does. He makes it. Nick, do you want to get one of them goals?
Nah, that'd be side netting. That'd be a goal kick. We're not worried about that
Who
one.
heard of such?
The outside side netting.
You kick it there, something's wrong anyway.
That's right.
That's right.
That's right.
Trojans will have it from the 20-yard line. They've got 1:07 to go. In scoring position, though, easily with that offense that they've got out there. What you cannot do is let Byrd pick one up right here.
All 3 timeouts left as well. Curious to see if Aiden's back out. I didn't see him. Let's see. Yep, he's back out there.
Good to see that young man. He's certainly hobbling out there, but these guys are going to compete the entire way. We'll keep an eye out for Doyle as well. I see him sitting down with no helmet. He's got his brother down there on the field sitting next to him. Snap is back. Sellers to pass. They're setting up that little screen. It's knocked away and almost intercepted. Oh, my goodness. Read that one like a book. That's just a big, tall defensive end.
Yeah. Yeah, got to put a little more air under that. I mean, of course, when you're 6 foot something, you don't really usually have to put it up like that, but
that's what you needed to avoid that could have really got things turned sideways.
Yes. And that's kind of like the old draw play. You get that first play, see what you do. If you get 20, 30 yards, well, then we go.
Yeah, and you get you some tempo running
That's right.
on it. Trojans lead this one 28-17. They bring Bates in motion. Good to see Kirkland out there. Going to go. Sellers bounces that one to him. To D-Dub, incomplete. Not a real uneasy feeling, but certainly a sense of uneasiness. You'd like to get this first down. I don't expect the Trojans just to try to – well, if they run the ball, it's the intent of JT getting loose on one.
Yeah. Well, then it's up to Byrd, too. Will Byrd take one of their timeouts probably if you don't get it?
Back to passes, Sellers once again. Just confusion out of everyone. There's the route was cut off short. And that'll be 4th down now as the punt team will come out, and you'll see Crenshaw.
No, this is going to be Eli Funk. Crenshaw,
Is it?
yeah.
Yeah, because Crenshaw we saw
yeah.
was limping again. And, boy, this is, I think, Eli's first punt of the year. Might be of ever. So I'm kicking early. 10 men on the line for Byrd in this one, 49 seconds. So that drive only about 8 seconds. 16 seconds. Snap is back there. Funk's got to get it away, and he does, and he gets knocked down. But no call on that one. The ball will go down. And Funk was playing it up a little bit.
Yeah, but I'm glad that he got it. I'm glad he got it away, and that's not a bad punt for a young man. Who's
No, not
used
at
to
all.
punting.
You don't flip the field, but you flip it a good bit.
They still have 2 timeouts, Doug, so we have to play.
And this is right where we were just a minute ago. Boy, the Trojans were leading at 28-10. It's 28-17 now, and Byrd has an opportunity. And their 2 touchdowns have been 2 big, long plays.
Yes.
I don't look past Ayers maybe trying to keep one on an option. He scored on a big, long run. Ayers, the quarterback, settles in under center. Trojan crowd making some noise. First down and 10 from the 38-yard line. Ayers is going to pitch right towards the end and running out of bounds. Doing a good job there.
Yeah, good work there by Jayton to step up, and for a short gain, that's 3 yards.
Dole is up off of the bench, and he's sitting over with the defense, so that's great to see. Second down. Very field aware, that young man, to get out of bounds, Nick.
Yeah.
Frazier in man coverage on the far side, giving a lot of cushion. Going to be the option again, but Thibodeau's not going to have it. Oh, slips away. Got to get him on the ground. He's trying to get out of bounds. Instead, he just lowers his head and goes after Terry that time, but stayed in bounds. I think you got to live another day and get on out of bounds there.
Yeah, that was probably one that he's wishing he had back.
They'll stop things for just a moment to move the chains. Don't forget, even a field goal here would get it back to a one-possession game. And anywhere across the 50, they're in field goal range. Ayers is going to look to pass this time. Spinning and getting out of bounds. Out to the 42-yard line.
You notice, Doug, senior.
That's right.
They're
very well coached.
Yeah.
So
quarterback's a senior. The receiver's a senior. Tailback's a senior. The only one that's an underclassman is number 4 is a sophomore.
Trojans defense has got to stand tall. They're trying to get to the bell in this one.
They still have their 2 timeouts, Doug.
Lead at 28-17, but we're rolling a moment ago at 28-10. Back to pass goes Ayers. He's going to square up his shoulders. Good work by J. Lou, and it's knocked away, and it's intercepted. Trojans have it at the 42-yard line, and that's Cortez Simon. Flag on the play?
Yeah, J. Lou was a little early. They're going to get him for pass interference.
Oh, goodness gracious. J. Lou goes in there and knocks that one away, tips the ball up in the air, and takes away what was a tremendous interception. And pass interference against the defense is called there. Boy, Nick, not only will that turn things around, that will get you back.
Range.
Yeah, you're definitely in field goal range, but with 12 seconds, you take a couple of shots at it, maybe try to get you another one.
Yeah, I'm wondering if at the clock, fortunately it's not going to. Just wondering if the clock would have adjusted since.
Well, the play kept going, and then the person, because they could have, quite frankly, declined the penalty, which they wouldn't have, so the play had to go. From the 27-yard line, back to pass is Ayers, once again, turning the other way and going. Frazier providing pretty good coverage on the far side.
Yeah, good work there by Jay Frazier. So.
I don't think, boy, if you're Byrd, I think you've got to get it to one possession. Try to, and they will trot out their field goal kicker. That is Asher Murray. He's already connected from 52.
Yeah, he was the first one there. The only person that's still there was 67 from the line, but he's like, Coach, I'm ready.
Moving him over, trying to get it set. Plenty of time on the play clock. And, well, the interception taken away from the pass interference. This will be 44 yards on the field goal attempt. Asher's got it up. Hammers that one. It looks like it's going left, though. That left him 3 points on the board is what he did. As time runs out, what a flurry by Byrd at the end of it. They score the quarter's final 10 points. It's 28-20 in this one at halftime. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll look at some of the other scores. We're going to take the band as well when they make it out onto the field, so we'll bring it right back for them. Don't go anywhere. You're watching ASH Trojans football on 446 Sports.
Our mobile banking app is changing the way we bank. Things are getting easier, transactions are getting safer, and you have access 24/7. All the functionality of banking you're used to, made easier to use. Anywhere, anytime, and more secure than ever. Simple, seamless, safe. Download our mobile app today.
This month, as we gather with the ones we love, let's take a moment to give thanks for the blessings in our lives. When it comes to protecting what matters most, trust those who care about your family as much as you do. I'm Jason Hawk, your local Farm Bureau insurance agent. I'm here to help you protect what you hold dear. Whether auto, home, or life, have peace of mind knowing that your family is covered today, tomorrow, and for years to come. So talk to Hawk at 318-791-HAWK or online at talktohawk.com and let us help you protect what matters most.
Looking for somewhere different for lunch? Le Bistro Coffee and Waffle Bar is a gourmet espresso bar and restaurant with an emphasis on Southern social experience, featuring a wide variety of salads, soups, sandwiches, and of course waffles. Le Bistro has something for everyone and every lifestyle. Whether you are meeting friends, spending time with family, or hosting a private party, we offer a dining experience all will enjoy. Le Bistro Coffee and Waffle Bar on Coliseum Boulevard.
Check out some of our recent work at the Panthers Stadium. In addition to custom signs and banners, we also handle custom trophies, custom awards, custom vehicle wraps, and more. Give us a call. We handle projects large and small.
At Wallace Eye Associates, right now is the best time to have your cataracts removed. A new year means a new deductible, so if you're just not seeing as well as you used to, schedule your cataract evaluation today. It's fully covered by all medical insurances, including Medicare. You never need a referral at Wallace Eye Associates, and our method of next-generation cataract care is the most affordable in the state. There's only one team, one focus, your vision. Wallace Eye Associates.
Wherever you are, you're there for a reason. You shouldn't have to make a trip to the branch to deposit a check. Skip the trip and use our mobile app to easily and securely deposit checks right from your phone. Day or night, wherever you are or whatever you're doing. Download our mobile app today.
Yeah, so what happened out there tonight?
We struck out at home with leftovers, then we remembered walk-ons.
What effect did the situation have?
Spirit soared. Nick took on a burger. Jen obliterated her ribeye po' boy. And speaking of spirits, Laura even scored a real tasty cocktail. She needed that.
Any lessons learned today?
Yeah. Head straight to walk-ons.
Scratch-made dishes, wall-to-wall TVs, craft beers, and cocktails. Walk-ons for the win.
Are home problems turning your life upside down? Trust Southern Air Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing to save the day. From keeping you comfortable to plumbing repairs and even generators, we do it all. Southern Air Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing, your one-stop solution for AC, plumbing, and generators. If you need us to save the day for you, call Southern Air Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing or visit us online at southernairnow.com.
Check out some of our recent work at the Panthers Stadium. In addition to custom signs and banners, we also handle custom trophies, custom awards, custom vehicle wraps, and more. Give us a call. We handle projects large and small.
At Wallace Eye Associates, right now is the best time to have your cataracts removed. A new year means a new deductible, so if you're just not seeing as well as you used to, schedule your cataract evaluation today. It's fully covered by all medical insurances, including Medicare. You never need a referral at Wallace Eye Associates, and our method of next-generation cataract care is the most affordable in the state. There's only one team, one focus, your vision. Wallace Eye Associates.
Wherever you are, you're there for a reason. You shouldn't have to make a trip to the branch to deposit a check. Skip the trip and use our mobile app to easily and securely deposit checks right from your phone. Day or night, wherever you are, or whatever you're doing. Download our mobile app today.
Guys, welcome back to the 446 Sports Show. This is, excuse me, this is Brett with the Fostering Community Halftime Score Report. The Cenla Federal Credit Union would like to remind you that this month they will be collecting donations to fill stockings for the fostering community. They are looking to fill 80 stockings for this Christmas. All items should be brand new and individually packaged or labeled. Items for ages 0 to 18 are appreciated. Example items would include games, art supplies, candies, small books, coloring books, small stuffed animals, clothing items, hair accessories, sunglasses, warm hats, and bottles. And please donate all items at all branches all month long. And now to the scores. One moment. So right now, West Monroe and Central are tied up in the third quarter. Rummel is tied up with Catholic Baton Rouge at half at 0. Neville is leading Chalmette 14-7 at halftime. Ruston is up big over Southside at halftime, 35-7. John Curtis is up 10-3 over Turlings Catholic at halftime. Edna Carr is up 21-14 at half over St. Thomas More. And here at the Butch, your Alexandria Trojans are up 28-20 over CE Byrd. And I will throw it back to Nick in the studio.
You can throw it back to me, Brett. That'll be fine. Nick's down on the field, and we'll get to him just in a moment. Great job, and appreciate the folks at Foster Community for everything that they are doing, making a big difference. Don't forget to help out with those 80 stockings. It is you guys did wonderful in Stocktober. Make sure that you give them a hand. There are a lot of kids out there that will be happy just to find something under their tree in this day and age of kids getting these big toys and these big lists. It's nice to know that our Trojan Nation is making a difference out there. 28-20 in this one. 3:45 left until halftime, or until the third quarter. Well, I guess it's 6 minutes and 30 after you do your 3 and 3. Still don't know why they don't just put 18 minutes on the clock, but who am I to discuss? That's been a debate all season long. Boy, you heard a lot of the scores that have really gotten tightened up in this one. Only one, I think, is Ruston that is up big in that one. They were up 35-7 over Southside. That's Jess Curtis in that group there. That's at the half of the Bearcats are controlling. John Curtis and Turlings Catholic, the Patriots up 10-3 in that one. And Edna Carr has scored 21 straight to go on top of there. And I think we're going to try to get Nick in this one now. And we'll try to do that this week. Nick, you got us, buddy?
Yeah, they're players starting to walk out, coaches walking out. A little different environment than last week for sure at halftime, obviously. But looks like they're utilizing every minute of this halftime to make those adjustments. So. They
are, and it was just a little bit of a flurry there at the end of the half that got them that last 10 minutes or so. But what a weapon Asher Murray is at kicker. He's been able to pay off a couple of drives. And here comes Coach Bachman. Nick, so we'll turn it over to you right now, buddy.
Yep. All right, here we go. Coach, a little flurry there by Byrd in the half. So how you guys gonna?
Yeah, J. Lou slips down. We give them, two explosive plays on offense. Really, is what it is. We played fairly decent. I mean, look, we're 2 quarters away. We need to take it one possession at a time. There's going to be 4 or 5 possessions on each side of the ball in this second half. One possession at a time. Let's go find a way.
Thank you.
Boy, definitely, Nick. I hate that I hate that we weren't able to get what you guys had last week, but I got to believe it wasn't as intense as that was.
No, but that's the thing about it, Doug, is that and that was the thing I was going to ask you about, the 2 big plays. I didn't want to bring them up, but obviously he knows about them, and that's the key. I mean, without those 2 big plays, and I know a lot of ifs and buts and everything, but without those 2 big plays, I mean, this game's pretty much out of reach.
2 big plays and 2 big long field goals, Nick, have been the difference in this one. And Trojans just have a couple of things to clean up. It'll be interesting to see how they start out. As look, the Yellow Jackets are right behind you, so don't get stung while you're down there. Nick, what's the atmosphere from the kids when they came out?
Quiet, but excited, in the run out. But I am looking at Clayton Doyle, and he definitely has a visible limp. So, like you said, probably not returning. Aiden Price is out there stretching. So look for him to come back, Doug.
All right. Well, thank you for that, Nick. We'll see you up here in just a minute. Guys, we got 3 minutes to go until this one kicks back off. We'll take our final break of the half. When we come back, we'll get ready to see if these Trojans, they are 2 quarters away from advancing to the semifinals. Byrd will have the football when we come back. You're watching ASH Trojan football right here on 446 Sports.
Wherever you are, you're there for a reason. You shouldn't have to make a trip to the branch to deposit a check. Skip the trip and use our mobile app to easily and securely deposit checks right from your phone, day or night, wherever you are or whatever you're doing. Download our mobile app today.
Yeah, so what happened out there tonight?
We struck out at home with leftovers, then we remembered walk-ons.
What effect did the situation have?
Spirit soared. Nick took on a burger. Jen obliterated her ribeye po' boy. And speaking of spirits, Laura even scored a real tasty cocktail. She needed that.
Any lessons learned today?
Yeah. Head straight to walk-ons.
Scratch-made dishes, wall-to-wall TVs, craft beers, and cocktails. Walk-ons for the win.
Are home problems turning your life upside down? Trust Southern Air Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing to save the day. From keeping you comfortable to plumbing repairs and even generators, we do it all. Southern Air Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing, your one-stop solution for AC, plumbing, and generators. If you need us to save the day for you, call Southern Air Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing or visit us online at southernairnow.com.
This month, as we gather with the ones we love, let's take a moment to give thanks for the blessings in our lives. When it comes to protecting what matters most, trust those who care about your family as much as you do. I'm Jason Hawk, your local Farm Bureau insurance agent. I'm here to help you protect what you hold dear. Whether auto, home, or life, have peace of mind knowing that your family is covered today, tomorrow, and for years to come. So talk to Hawk at 318-791-HAWK or online at talktohawk.com and let us help you protect what matters most.
And we are back here to JL Butch Stoker Stadium. Things getting ready to go, and we talked to Coach Bachman at halftime. He was certainly intense on that talk, so we appreciate Nick Magnano for getting that word down there. We'll, of course, visit with him at after the game. Byrd will get the second half kickoff. They deferred, and they wanted to, when they won the toss and deferred, they wanted to go down and drive and get some points and then start off with some points as well. Didn't know that they were going to score the last 10 of this one.
Yeah, and Coach Bachman was not walking fast because he wanted to get warm. He's ready.
Indeed,
he's ready
they
for
are.
the second half to start.
And you know that that defensive unit had their guys coached up. There's no doubt about it at all.
Yeah, that was, like I said, not the last, 3 or 4 minutes of the half that they wanted for sure. That offensive possession that went, 3 incompletions now, not sitting well, Doug.
Well, look for a steady diet. First things first, they've got to get a stop right here. They've got to limit the big plays. 2 touchdowns on 2 big plays. Their defense has played pretty solid up to that, but you cannot let anybody get ahead of you. Some of the scores that we were talking about at halftime, one of interest, 24-14. Edna Carr has scored 3 straight times to get back on top in that one. Of course, we're awaiting the winner of this one awaits John Curtis and Turling's Catholic.
What was the update on that?
10-3, I think is what it was. Curtis to head the lead. That kick from Fung goes high and goes deep, and it'll bounce into the end zone.
That's a big start. Make them go 80.
Big shout out to all of our sponsors on there. Of course, go check out the game day goodies out at Eastside in the Circle. We went out there last night before we went to the movie, and a great time just to visit and eat some good food. Go by there. That's Eastside in the Circle. We know they're watching the game tonight. They've got it on over at Trios. You can go check that out. Walk-Ons has it. Boy, you notice a theme, Nick, that we in a lot of these restaurants, brother.
Well, all you have to do is look at my waistline and
it'll tell you in a hurry.
Right.
Game day goodies. We had the wings. You've got to check out the wings from over there. But here we are. Speaking of the wing, it is the wing tee offense and veer offense of Byrd. That's going to be the keeper now, and there's big work in the backfield, and that's going to be a loss on that one.
Xavier White there with your first, and then Cortez and Thibodeau come and helps them, but I'm going to give Xavier that tackle.
Well, you go back to another play, too. We talked about there's been good pressure. Simon had that good sack early on, but that turnover that was taken away for the pass interference come back to get them as well. But the Trojans still lead this 28-20, and for first play, a loss of 2. It'll be 2nd down and 12.
Haven't been many of those so far tonight, Doug.
Ayers brings a man in motion all the way to the slot on the near side. Still not really covering him up. Jay Lou will sneak over with him. Now you got 3 guys here, and Ayers is going to pitch it to the near side again. Good running and going to get back all of it, and will be a first down. So he picks up 13 on that one. They'll give him actually the 30, which will put it, because of the touchback, nose of the football. So give him 12 on that one, but a first down. It seems like the bulk of the first downs have been on the yard line. I mean, they're going 10-yard pops and just getting the first.
And most of them have been on that option play as well.
And that's what they stopped earlier on there, but Ayers gets that pitch out, and it seems to go. They'll try it again. Ayers keeps it this time, and he's met with the same results. He's had that big 74-yard run, Nick, but other than that, he's really been held in check.
Yeah, Jackson and Jay Lou there for that one, and it looks like we've figured out that part. Just a matter of this pitch.
Got to work on the pitch, and look, that's one of those where you come up and jump that, catch that pitch in the air, and house it.
And it to be honest with you, it's just a pass play.
That's all it is.
I mean, get to the edge, and it's just a backwards pass. So if they miss it, it's live. But
well, that's where the difference is.
That's right.
2nd down and 9 now for Byrd. Toss. There's the ball on the ground that we talked about. Going to stay with Byrd, though. They'll keep it. And, Nick, when you pitch in traffic, that's tough.
That's it. The running back's eyes starts looking at Cortez there and doesn't catch the ball, and, that's what happens.
I don't know that it's been done, but I think the Trojans have an opportunity to catch one of those pitches and take it back the other way.
That number 1 could for sure.
3rd time that they've been behind the chains tonight. Trojans have held them a couple of times, and it's 3rd down and 11 from the 29-yard line. Have to get out to the 40. 9.5 to go here in the 3rd. Couple of minutes in this, and here's that Trojan crowd making some noise again. A lot of moving parts there. Ayers is going to keep it, and he's going to get the first down.
Yeah, he's hit 2 yards short, but he lowered his shoulder and got the first down.
Gets on the 40, and I mean, the times that you stop him to get in a 3rd and long, and this is exactly what Byrd wants to do. They're chewing up the clock. You had a couple opportunities to get them off the field, and especially that one on 3rd and long, and didn't do it.
Yeah, and this is where the Trojans have broke the will of their opponents. So let's make sure that we stay strong here, gentlemen.
Moving the defensive line around. Good work by Townsend. It's going to be kept on the far side, and Ayers just lowers his head and goes and gets it.
Yeah, Jay Frazier comes up, makes that tackle, but that's 7 yards there. So
Boy, that pitch that's on the ground, that was a huge one that Byrd was able to fall on. Folks, this is a ball game, and look, it had Coach Mercer concerned about it when we talked to him Tuesday night, and all of the Trojan coaches, for this simple fact, it's a difficult offense to defend. 2nd down and 3, nearing midfield. The ball rests at the 47-yard line. Handoff goes to the far side. Trojans had them stopped in the backfield again. Safeties having to come up. Cortez finishes that one off, but just marching right down the field.
Yeah, that's not what you want. You definitely you want to take advantage of those mishaps. Those two. I mean, this is the first drive, Doug, that we've had two plays to where they've been in negative without penalties.
Right.
And they've overcome
them. And then they turn around and get a big one off of it, too. And it's been the legs of Harrison Ayers that's done it. 1st down and 10 from the 47-yard line of the Trojans. Trojan crowd making some noise. Handoff goes to Simmons right up the middle, and that's the way that the Yellow Jackets started the game.
Yeah, Mason there and Townsend there. First one this half that we've actually talked about a defensive lineman, so that's a good thing.
Again, just a one-possession game in this one, albeit an 8-point lead for the Trojans. It's those 2 field goals, not a missed extra point, that got Byrd the 20 points. 2nd down and 7. Ball rests at the 44-yard line of Alexandria. Motion again. Ayers going to keep it. He's brought down spun around from the backside, but good work as he continues to run. Boy, it just does not stop, Nick.
Yeah, no, very strong. Elijah Nelson and Jayton ended up bringing him down. Doug, I just look. We have 6 tackles for Xavier. I mean,
and he should have about 10 by now, 10 or 11.
And that's where they're getting hat after hat after hat on top of, in front of him. So
it's like a boxing one in basketball, just trying to limit their best score.
Right.
3rd down for Byrd once again. It's their third down on this drive alone. Converted the first 2. Simmons has it up the middle. He's going to be stopped right there, and that's going to bring up 4th down and a yard. And you know that they're going to go for it here, just outside of field goal range.
Yeah, 3rd and a yard and a half for sure.
4th down and just outside of a yard. So big time. We need a lot of noise from the Trojan fans here. You know that PA announcer Ronnie Schwartz will get them fired up. Well, this is that stop. You got to be careful, guys, and not jump off sides, but you got to be ready to go. Only the one fullback right behind him. Look for Ayers to go right up the middle, and he does. And I don't think he's...
Oh, yeah, he fell underneath.
He does. He gets all the way out to the 36-yard line. Needed the 37.
I'll tell you what, we're very fortunate that somebody got him by the shoestrings, because when he fell forward, he had a lineman in front of him and nothing. And it was hard because the only reason I saw it is I saw the stripe of the ball.
Wow.
Tough young man there.
He's converted a couple of 3rd downs for him, and now a 4th down, and he's got it 1st down and 10 from the 36-yard line. Have taken off 7 minutes.
Yep.
Coach Bachman talked about maybe being 4 possessions. I don't know. Ayers pitches that one kind of forward. Give him passing yards on that one, I believe.
Jayton Terry and Jay Lou on that tackle there, and just a big drive here by the Yellow Jackets.
4:46 to go in the 3rd, and Trojans have yet to have the football. And we're 7. This is exactly what Byrd wanted to do in this game. This is why they were able to take care of St. Paul's a week ago.
Yep.
1st down and 10 once again, just outside the red zone. Go the Yellow Jackets. Long toss to the far side to Simmons, trying to get to the corner. Still gets, 7 yards on that one, 106. No, 5 is what they'll give him officially.
Yeah, J. Lou coming up to make that tackle with Xavier. Too many tackles by our secondary.
8 minutes now on this drive as we roll under 4 minutes, and this is the same as a running clock in this one. Goodness gracious. Byrd trying to even things up here. Trojans defense has been out there a while. And this is what we've seen ASH do to people. That one banged around, kind of busted up. The entire Trojan line will be there, and that's going to bring up another big third down. And that might be something that turned them around just a little bit, Nick.
Yeah, Thibodeau and Mason there. Good work there by those two young men to get in the backfield, and that's what they were doing early. Maybe we can rekindle that and get back in that. You know, Doug, it's real those situations. Do you put the speed guys that can run the runner down, or do you put the bigger guys up front to try to block the? I mean, it's really there's so many things that could happen.
3rd down and 8, 2 plays to get it, we believe, for Byrd. Watch Ayers to create. He gets it to the first man through. He'll be stopped. It'll be another 4th down. 4th down and 3 now. And I don't see an opportunity that they bring Asher out there to kick this thing.
Well, no, because they've actually put themselves behind the 8 ball with how much time they've taken. So
That's
I mean,
correct.
You know, now they're going to limit their possessions.
Yeah, because you can't give it back to the Trojans.
That's
here.
right.
Trojan fans are on their feet here making a lot of noise. Cowbell, bullhorns, and some people have both of them. 4th down and 4. Watch for Ayers to keep this one himself.
Coach Bachman called a timeout.
Yeah, that's a good one there. That'll let that defense. You want to get this is with the limited possessions, Nick. You've got to do anything you can. Let's sneak one in real quick here so we can take at least one break. Back at 446 Sports.
Yeah, so what happened out there tonight?
We struck out at home with leftovers, then we remembered walk-ons.
What effect did the situation have?
Spirit soared. Nick took on a burger. Jen obliterated her ribeye po' boy. And speaking of spirits, Laura even scored a real tasty cocktail. She needed that.
Any lessons learned today?
Yeah. Head straight to walk-ons.
Scratch-made dishes, wall-to-wall TVs, craft beers, and cocktails. Walk-ons for the win.
Had a good crowd out at Walk-Ons. We appreciate the work that they've done for us all season long. 5th year that we've been out at Walk-Ons, and the inside and outside was full of Trojan fans. And those same fans are out here and making a lot of noise as their Trojan defense comes back out here for 4th down.
You know, Doug, there's not a coaching staff in this state that hasn't probably watched as many 4th downs as this staff has for these Byrd Yellow Jackets, so maybe they can dial some up.
4th down and 4. Harrison Ayers and company. Under center. Snap is back. Handoff is kind of an end around. Backside pressure. And the Trojans are going to stop it. The Trojans are going to stop it. Brett, let's take a look at it. Well, let's take a look at it one more time. Watch the backside pursuit now in this one.
Cortez Simon as well, Doug. I think he ended up with the tackle.
Boy, what a big-time play. This could be your cool play.
Right there.
He's got it stringing it out, and here come the Trojans. But it was that bump that pushed them back a little bit, too.
And you know they're short because the gentlemen above us were stomping, so they knew that they were short.
Literally, the man upstairs was making the noise, right?
Oh, me. They were.
Trojans will start this one after a
animated coaching staff.
9-minute and 51-second drive ends on a 4th down turnover. Trojans will have it at the 14-yard line. Sellers with the handoff to JT. JT spinning around, getting out of the depths of his own end zone area. Will pick up 9 on that one. And that's what you want to see. They are hurrying to the line. Defense is like, well, give us a minute. Don't hurry too much.
Officials look like they have to make an adjustment.
They gave the first down.
Oh,
so
wow.
They gave him
That's
10
what I'm
yards.
talking about.
Snap is back. They are going quickly, the Trojans are. But JT goes nowhere that time, and he'll be back at the line of scrimmage. Boy, if you can go down there because of the way Byrd chewed up the 9 minutes. Trojans got this with a little over 2 minutes to start this drive. 2nd down and 10. Have got to go down there and pay that off with some points, get this thing back to a 2-score lead. Snap is back. Stop route is there. EJ would be proud of, and it's just dropped. That will stop the clock momentarily and make for a long 3rd down and 10.
Yeah, that's now 4 in a row, going back to that last drive of the first half that they haven't been able to complete.
This Byrd defense has come to play in this one tonight. 3rd down and 10. Sellers calling for the ball and now looks over. The defense just trying to catch their breaths. They're over there by the heater, trying to see what's going on. But you've got to at least, if anything, get a couple of possessions. Townsend out into motion. They're running the screen back, and it's bobbled around and dropped again, and the Trojans cannot hang on to the football tonight, and that'll bring up 4th down. That is a huge, huge stop because, remember, you've got Fung in there kicking.
Boy, he had green grass. He had green grass, or green turf, whatever you want to call it. But
he's still running. They're blowing the horns for that one, but he dropped it. Byrd came after the only other punt of the game. Got to be careful. This Fung took a lot of time to get rid of the ball.
Takes all 3 phases, Doug. So.
Yep. Snap is back there. Fung gets this one away, and he does a tremendous job with that punt. And that's going to check up and roll. Look at it. Look at it go. And they're still not happy. All the way back to the 32-yard line. Eli Fung bailing the Trojans out of that one. And Ash has had it for a little over a minute in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, coach's staff above us not happy that the Byrd returner did not fair catch that because
they need to be happy they're not on that other end where the hole's in the roof.
That's right. So true. All right, boys, need defense come up big. Coach Murs, Coach Russo, Coach Ogier. I know that they've watched a lot of film and dial it up here.
This is going to take a Herculean effort out of these Trojans who were out there 9 minutes on that drive, able to force a 4th down turnover on down. Got to stay in your lane and contain. 1st down and 10. That's going to be Harrison Ayers on the far side. He pulls that one, takes it himself.
Yeah, Xavier and J. Lou on that. And like we talked about, Doug, that poor tailback's he's getting tackled more
without the ball.
Yeah, without the ball than he is with the ball, and that's just the way this offense is.
Give him 6 yards on that one. The ball rests at the 38-yard line.
And this is where the Tempo Tuesday comes in for your defense.
That's right.
And they don't look like they're huffing and puffing, so I think they can make the stand.
2 receivers out to the near side. It pulls Cortez out. He's trying to bring the safety over. Slot's uncovered. Not going to matter. They're going to go right up the middle, and that's another 1st down, maybe the final play of this 3rd period.
Yeah, Xavier and looks like Elijah on the tackles there. Everybody's slow to get up there.
Yeah, that's an offensive lineman for Byrd, and they'll call a official's timeout. And he is not doing good at all down there. We'll get it off of him. What a very rapidly moving 3rd period's been. This crowd's, both sides are just silent watching this game. But I'm going to tell you what, Byrd, very impressive out of that 1-5A division out of there, that district that's got it. They just really line up and pound the football.
Yeah, you don't win 7 games up there if you're not a quality football team. Right. I mean, of course they have 9 now with the playoffs, but I mean, they were 5-3. Yep. 5-3 in their district. So I mean, 7 overall wins.
Yeah, because you only have 2 out of district games on there.
That's right.
Santa Ma and I forget who the other one was.
Yeah, I think it was Hanville, if I'm not mistaken.
And that will do it for the 3rd quarter play. We'll be back in 1 minute. 4th quarter to decide it. Who goes to the semis? We'll see when we come back. You're watching high school football on 446 Sports.
Are home problems turning your life upside down? Trust Southern Air Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing to save the day. From keeping you comfortable to plumbing repairs and even generators, we do it all. Southern Air Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing, your one-stop solution for AC, plumbing, and generators. If you need us to save the day for you, call Southern Air Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing or visit us online at southernairnow.com.
Trojans in a dogfight in this one. Byrd, the Yellow Jackets out of Shreveport, first down and 10 from their own 44-yard line. Steady diet of this, and the Trojans defensive line steps up and makes a play right there, Nick.
Yeah, good work there by Richard. And actually looks like, Mason in there, Richard, good work, of course, Cortez in there as well. So
Trojans have had it for, 4 plays in the second half?
4, because the first play was a first down, then
right.
Yep. So
second down and 9. You talked about character. This is where it has to shine through for your Trojans. Ayers keeps it, pitches it to the far side, and he's got some room to the corner. Contain was not there. J. Lou trying to chase him down. It does, but not before he picks up about 30 on that run.
yeah, and that's exact same thing the coaching staff got mad at. Byrd coaching staff got mad at earlier is because the guy ran in the first half. He ran that outside right into Jay Ton. That time he goes inside, and you see the gain
all the way down to the 23-yard line. 11:16 to go, and that's 3 big plays that I recall in this one. 2 of them went for scores. Well, 4, because the first play of the game was a big run. A lot of rushing yards tonight for Byrd. False start is called there, so that'll push them back just a little bit.
I'm still waiting on that. That fumble, Doug. I mean, I watched multiple games, and they put the ball on the ground a lot, and
they covered the one up that they had in here. But this Byrd team is very well coached. There's no doubt about that. Last time, I think the only time these two met were 2 years ago in the playoffs when the Trojans went up to Shreveport and faced the number 6 Byrd Yellow Jackets. Results didn't turn out too well in that one, but here we are, first down and 15 now, motion again. Ayers going to keep it himself. He's brought down, but he'll get the bulk of the penalty yardage back. It'll be second down and 11.
Yeah, I'm looking to see, okay. Yeah, they just had people stacked on top of them, Cortez and Xavier. I was hoping that they were okay.
They just couldn't get up, just bodies laying around out there. This has been a full-out brawl in this one.
Cortez is so fast, I mispronounced his name for 8 weeks.
Second down and 11. Go the Yellow Jackets. Trojan fans are up and making some noise here. Motion again to the far side. First man through gets it. It looked like Mason that was in there.
Yeah, he's in there with looks like Richard as well, if I'm not mistaken. See if that's a 98 or a 99, but big.
It just continues to play big, third down after third down, and where you at in it? Have to get out to the 13-yard line, so third down and 7.
Watch a little pop pass here, Doug.
Option there, pitch is late, but it's complete and around for another first down.
Wow.
Out to the 12-yard line it goes, so again continuing just to chew up clock. Trojans again have had it for a minute, and we are 15 minutes into this game, all into the second half. Down under 10 minutes to go and rolling. Ball rests at the 12, and that pitch was spot on.
Yeah.
down under, almost sitting on the ground. And again, he'll keep it to the near side. Good work by Townsend to come up and make that play.
Yeah, Townsend for a 3-yard gain there, but that might have been touched. That might have been 6 if he doesn't get him down.
Yep.
Just the deception, you know, with this. Like we talked about pregame, I mean, you have to find the ball and tackle it, and it's not easy to find it.
No, it's not. Boy, the Trojans just 4 plays here in the second half of this one. And we're down at 9 minutes. Had a lead at 28-10. It still sits at 28-20. Ayers keeps it again, but that was read like a book. Good work by Elijah Nelson to come in there and get that one.
Yeah, great work there by the defensive lineman. Our defensive line had Elijah, Mason, and Thibodeau all right there. Elijah with the tackle. Good stop. His first solo of the night on my records. So now another big 3rd and
8, it looks like. The one thing, they've got to get to the 3, so 3rd and 7. The one thing about it is, too, you got to believe that they're going to have to go for it. So they won't put it on the kicker, I don't believe. Although their defense has played well. A little end around the other way, and he's going to walk into the end zone. That was just about the best play call that I think you could have made right there.
Yeah.
And the Trojans' defense is, boy, they know that they didn't read that one. Dialed up a beautiful one, and now they're a 2-point conversion away from tying this thing.
All right, boys, you got to stop them here.
That is 16 straight points going back to the second quarter that Byrd has scored.
Yeah, we talked about all their misdirect. We talked about, you know, and once again.
It was perfect play call against that pressure D from that side because the Trojans had it in the backfield.
Yeah. Over pursue, and that's what happens.
Toss comes back to the near side. Got to be stopped shy of it, and that will be a no good
That's
PAT.
big.
28-26. Trojans still have the lead. We'll be back and see what the Trojans can do with it offensively when we come back. You're watching ASH Trojan football on 446 Sports. We are back here, 8 minutes, 18 seconds. Trojans are surviving this flurry that's on there. Take a look around, Ruston all over. Southside 49-7. Central on top of West Monroe 21-7. John Curtis 31. Turling's Catholic 3. Catholic of Baton Rouge 7. Rummel 0. Neville 21-7 over Chalmette. And Edna Carr in command of that one 28-14. Destrehan and Airline. Destrehan going to put an end to that undefeated season for Airline. They're up 48-27 at the half. Still keep an eye on some sort of a short kick here. Instead, it goes high and let it get into the end zone, and they do, and the Trojans will take over there. 20-yard line, Nick, they have not looked good on offense in the last, what is about 16, 18 minutes of game time.
Yeah, I mean, 10 yards on one run by JT. His second carry was no yards.
Under 100 yards in this game on 16 carries.
Yep, first carry, first down, second carry, no yards, then two drop passes, and here we go.
First down and 10, Trojans will have it from the 20-yard line. This is character building time right here. So, look, is that Gassett in there,
yeah.
Quarterback? It is. He hands the ball to JT, and JT banging around like JT does. Feed me, Seymour, feed me.
10-yard carry there for first down on first down.
Well, no longer under 100 yards anyway,
That's right.
So we'll take that.
Yeah, 104 now. He was at 94 before
if
that.
Trojans can grind out some time here, there's a snap throw over to Darius. Darius has it, shakes and bakes a little bit, and is knocked out of bounds after a pickup of just 3.
3, yeah. Second completion by Max. His first one was a 42-yard touchdown in the first half.
Clock continues to roll here. It's the friend of the Trojans trying to survive and advance in this one. The winner of this will look like they'll play John Curtis in the semifinals.
Same offense.
Right? Snap is back, handoff to JT. JT looking for some space outside, cuts back in and is going to have another Trojan first down out to the 43-yard line, move the chains.
It tens his number right now. 3 carries, each one of them for 10 yards. 30 yards in the second half.
Well, this is JT time.
Yes.
Once again gets it. JT hits the circle button, spins around down near midfield. 47 is where they'll mark it. Give him 4 on the play. 1, 2, 3 on the play. Second down and 7, depending on when they settle the marker down on the far side. 6:55. You see that on our Wallace Eye Associates scoreboard. JT banging around. He certainly is rested. Gets out to the 49-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 2 for the Trojans.
5 yards there on his 20th carry of the game.
Vaughn Darvon back in there now at running back, giving him just a quick breather. Vaughn busting around and will get a first down, and that's just huge. Gets it by about half a yard. Boy, it looked like he had it by more than that, Nick.
Yeah, good work there by Vaughn. That's
Boy, it's crucial if the Trojans can get up here and get a touchdown. They'll go up 2 scores once again. Vaughn to the far side is tackled there for a loss of a yard.
Yeah, one thing about this defense, Doug, as we talked about, they're not oversized, but they can run, and everything left to right has been pretty much stopped. JT's stuff has come up the middle.
Only second drive of the Trojans in the second half. Wow. We thought 4 was going to be cutting it short. Gassett looking over to the sideline, and they are running back every bit of clock that they can in this one.
This is their 12th play of the second half.
Toss to the near side. JT looking up the middle. JT Lindsay got the crowd on their feet all the way down to the 25-yard line. You can feel they're on the cusp. JT starting to run. Is there an old baby in the works? We'll see. 1st and 10. Handoff back to JT on a slow developing play. He's going to be out of bounds there at the 22-yard line. Man, was that a big run.
Yeah, and of course it went up the middle, Doug. And then that one right there, the 23-yard run was up the middle. That one kind of went to the outside like you talked about it and strung it out.
Vaughn back in the backfield now, 2 receivers to the top, but not even thinking about that. Darbon up the middle. They'll give him 3 on the play. It'll be another 3rd down. And this is that, 3 yards in a cloud of turf. Nearing the 5-minute mark for the Trojans. They took the ball with about, 9 minutes to go in this drive? 8 minutes? Yeah.
Kind of surprised JT's not in there, Doug. I don't know if something's wrong. 3rd and...
Looking for him on the sideline. Vaughn has been solid. Vaughn gets it up the middle, and there goes Darbon just shoving a man down and getting the first down inside the 10 to the 5-yard line.
14-yard gain there by Vaughn.
Boy, Vaughn fired up coming off of there. It has been a big-time game for the senior running back at a timeout on the field. We'll take it with him and be back in 30 seconds. You're watching ASH Trojan football on 446 Sports.
Wherever you are, you're there for a reason. You shouldn't have to make a trip to the branch to deposit a check. Skip the trip and use our mobile app to easily and securely deposit checks right from your phone. Day or night, wherever you are, or whatever you're doing. Download our mobile app today.
.443 to go here in regulation. Trojans lead this one 28-26. You see that on your Wallace Eye Associates scoreboard. Out enjoying them a little bit of Thanksgiving vacation out there. So they're watching. A lot of folks watching out and about in here in the city.
Yeah, crowd was good. The Byrd crowd filled in pretty good. They didn't bring a band, so for them. They have a nice little student section over there to the right if you're facing. And like I said, we've had a good group of Trojan supporters the past 4 or 5, well, all season actually, but in particular the past 4 or 5 games.
Indeed, we have. If you look around at that District 2 5A, Ruston is going to advance. Looks like West Monroe's season will come to an end. They're trailing Central out of Baton Rouge, 21-7 in that one. Edna Carr on top of St. Thomas More here. Trojans lead this one 28-6. They were 28-26. They would play the winner of John Curtis and Turlings Catholic. That game in the 4th, and it's all John Curtis.
Going heavy here, Doug. Letzinger, Thibodeau, of course, Townsend still in. Actually have Vaughn and JT in the backfield.
This is huge because the Trojans can put it back up to 2 scores with a touchdown and an extra point.
And the clock is running because it was injury. So
snapping it around the 4-minute mark. Gassett has led a pretty good drive here. Hand off to the right side. Touchdown, JT Lindsay. Touchdown, Trojans. Oh, baby, what a big one.
Yeah, and you just follow that number 72, Jacoby Morris, right into the end zone.
Why not?
Good work there by that offensive line.
Let's take a look at it one more time, Brett. And this is such a huge extra point, too. But watch that offensive line that he talked about. If we have to get back out of it, we will. But let's get in there and let's go back to that extra point now, Brett, quickly back here, because this one gets you up by 2 scores. This, no pressure, and I'm glad he can't hear us. And I'll announcer jinx the best of them. Sorry about that. I apologize ahead of time. That kick is up, and it is good. No jinx in the house. Trojans lead it by 9 points. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll see the final 4:04 of this one. Trojans lead it by 9. You're watching ASH Trojan quarterfinal football on 446 Sports.
Are home problems turning your life upside down? Trust Southern Air Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing to save the day. From keeping you comfortable to plumbing repairs and even generators, we do it all. Southern Air Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing, your one-stop solution for AC, plumbing, and generators. If you need us to save the day for you, call Southern Air Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing or visit us online at southernairnow.com.
Welcome back. Here's time for your drive summary brought to you by our friends at Teed Up Golf. Trojans go 12 plays, 80 yards in 5 minutes and 2 seconds. It was a 5-yard JT Lindsay touchdown run. That drive summary brought to you by our friends at Teed Up Golf. Nick, dare I say onside kick here?
Yo, Doug, trying to give me more gray hair. Let's just talk about how big that 2-point conversion stop was by the Trojans defense.
Oh, it was monstrous. And look at that drive that Gassett led there, too. JT took over. Vaughn Darbone had a tremendous drive there, and that one is squibbed around. It's going to bounce up, check up at the 18-yard line. Got to come up and get him on the ground, and they do it, the 38-yard line.
Yeah,
so you're
Griffin
saying
with the tackle.
You don't think that they meant to do that?
No,
Nick?
he slipped. I'm glad he's not hurt. He's not happy with himself either.
No,
but
you see that. Quickly, Coach Donahoe over there, just say, hey, hang in there, buddy. It's fine. You just got to avoid something quick. Trojans held 2 scores under their scoring average, but it's been time of possession that has done it. They lead this one 35-26. Ayers back in there at quarterback, pointing some things out. Trojan defense and crowd making some noise. Run the option again to the far side. Look at K5 back there, unable to bring it down, but his friends come up and help him. But that's a good job of slowing him down in the backfield.
Yeah, Xavier and Thibodeau end up finishing him off, but good work there by Griffin. Griffin also had the tackle on the kickoff return.
Timeout is called now, it looks like, or they got another injury. Another injury on the field, so it won't count as a timeout. Hanging in there in this one, Trojans have led throughout. Things got a little dicey on that touchdown. Trojan defense comes up big on the 2-point conversion miss. And right back down the field, they go 80 yards, Nick, in about 5 minutes. So they chewed up clock and got a touchdown to cap things off. That's huge.
big offensive line. I mean, we talked about it to start the game, Doug. I kind of wonder if they may have tried to get a little too much, in the passing game tonight. We didn't think that their defense could stop our run game.
2nd down and 7. Back to pass. Oh, and it was jumped right there, too. Out of the backfield. He didn't see it going. I'm telling you, he wanted to come out here to first, but Jay Frazier was about to house that one.
I think it was a double pass, and I'll tell you why I think it was a double pass, because the receiver that was running out right there, he never looked back at the quarterback.
Quarterback just throws that one away is what he does. You're absolutely right, because he was setting up for 2 back here, but it was read like a book by Jay Frazier.
Yep, good work there by Jay. Like I said, I think that was going to be a double pass. Cause
not a lot of people would have seen what happened right there, but that was big time. Trojan fans on their feet here. Got to get a couple of stops. Big work in the backfield. Grayson Thibodeau doing big things in the back. Oh, baby, what a sack. 4th down and long is coming up, and that's your man you've talked about all year long, Grayson Thibodeau.
Yeah, and he was one of the ones that helped Xavier on that wide sweep earlier.
4th down looked like a lot of
movement,
motion, and it was. And look, they are in the heads of the Jackets right here.
Doug, that's their 4th penalty for 35 yards.
Look at the defense on the field, getting their hands up to the crowd, and the crowd responding mightily to it here. Timeout on the field, timeout. Byrd will take it with him and be back in 30. Trojans are sniffing the semifinals when we come back.
Looking for somewhere different for lunch? Le Bistro Coffee and Waffle Bar is a gourmet espresso bar and restaurant with an emphasis on Southern social experience, featuring a wide variety of salads, soups, sandwiches, and of course waffles. Le Bistro has something for everyone and every lifestyle. Whether you are meeting friends, spending time with family, or hosting a private party, we offer a dining experience all will enjoy. Le Bistro Coffee and Waffle Bar on Coliseum Boulevard.
4th down and 16 for the Byrd Jackets. The Trojans are, you got to think, one stop away from punching their ticket to the semifinals.
Doug, I've been waiting to say this, but every time everybody we passed coming up last week after the game, they were talking about Acadiana losing and John Curtis, and Coach Bachman kept saying, Byrd. Byrd. We have to focus on Byrd, and that's why this is a quality team.
We'll talk to Coach Bachman after this one, and we'll have him up here. We got to get Merce up here again. Another false start, not called. There's pressure. Picked off right there, waiting on it. Then that's Griffin. Oh, don't get down, Nick. I know you're pointing. Griffin to the 20, inside the 20 to the 15. Things getting a little dicey down in the end zone. But that is going to wrap it up for your Trojans in here. There's still 2:44 to take off of the clock. But the Trojans are marching into the semifinals in this one. And that was all pressure on the defensive front that had errors. And look, they are dancing in the aisles here in Alexandria. We will be back out at Walk-Ons on Thursday night for the Thomas Bachman Show. And looking forward to hosting John Curtis.
How grateful are we that they didn't call that false start?
That's exactly
because they had 2 people move.
How do you like that? A storied program like John Curtis coming in here for a trip to the Dome.
Same offense, brother.
1st down and 10 for the Trojans. Sellers back in there. Handoff up the middle to JT, looking to salt this one away. JT has how many touchdowns tonight?
He has 3 rushing and 1 receiving.
Another 4-touchdown night for JT, and trying to get over that 40-point mark here. And look, just trying to put this game away. Coach Bachman would not like listening to me talk about what we're doing Thursday or next week with a cup. I don't think Nick likes it either.
No. Old Coach Jimmy's like, hey, let's just let's focus on this last 2 minutes.
I'm thinking with a 2-score lead and the ball inside the red zone, I'm feeling good about telling folks what's going on next week.
Yeah, I get it.
Handoff once again up the middle. JT to the 5, JT to the house. Touchdown, JT Lindsey. Touchdown, Trojans. See you in the semifinals 1 week from tonight. Now, Coach?
It's looking better.
It's looking better.
Looking better. 10-yard touchdown there. His 4th of the game is far on the ground. He has 5 total with his receiving touchdown.
Game was 28-10, Nick, in the second quarter, and the Trojans were rolling. Then a flurry of time of possession and ball control from Byrd. And Trojans have converted on their last 2 drives, but it's been that defense that has turned it around and leaning on generational talent in the back of J.T. Lindsay and Von Darbone, who has just been lights out. Darbone in, and that 2-point conversion is up, and it's good. And the Trojans rolling in this one now, 1:50 to go, and they will play John Curtis 1 week from tonight. Don't forget, show up and show out next Thursday night out at Walk-Ons. And what do we say, Nick? You better get there early.
Yeah, for sure.
It will be a full house. We had the inside and outside full last week. Might have to get some picnic tables out there in the grassy area.
Well, I know you call me crazy.
I do. I do.
We go for 2 there because, anything can happen in a minute and 50 seconds, and that's why Coach Bachman goes for 2. So.
Indeed, he does. But, look, he's going to go back and watch this, and he's going to like, Doug, don't we call it at 2 minutes? Look, as soon as the polls close, we called it.
Well, something else he's gonna be able to say is that his offense did not have the best 2 quarters of the season, and they still have managed to take the lead and have a good chance to advance.
Eli Fong set to put a foot into this one, and the Trojan faithful here are loving what's going on in this 4th period. That one kicked high and brought in at the 7. Good work by that kickoff team that has been solid all year, Nick.
Yeah. Garrett Gaines there. Hadn't said his name much tonight, but tackle there on that one. And
when you don't play your best football and you're moving forward, that shows your body of work has been solid.
For sure. A lot of character, a lot of determination, and a game like this, Doug. The 1 or 2. Look at the momentum they gained by the 2-point conversion. Stop at a 2-point conversion. It tells the offense, look, hey, we did it. Even though we gave it up. Okay, here's a chance. Now you go out and you make this game out of reach.
Yep, and they've done just that. 1:44 remains here. The horns are going. A lot of misdirection. A couple of big plays, Nick, but I want that misdirection that they scored their last touchdown on that would have given them the opportunity to tie it up, miss the 2-point conversion.
And like you talked about, just the play that Jay Frazier made on what would have been that double pass.
That's right. Otherwise, there's no telling what happens out of that.
And that doesn't get in the stat book,
And the car rolling now in theirs, up 35-14 over St. Thomas More. Remember in that game, St. Thomas More went up 14-0 early.
Yeah.
1 minute remaining in this one. Up the middle it goes, and that's going to be about a 22, 23-yard gain. I want to thank all of our guys that made this possible tonight. Roger Walker and Jason Crooks on the camera. Brett Stallsby here, Billy French in the house, Chuck Perkins along with us, Nick Magnano, and I am Doug Gann. And, of course, all of you. There's a penalty flag that comes in late. They'll stop it. Illegal shift is going to be whistled. 49 seconds, and Nick will make his way down there and visit with Coach Thomas Bachman. Well, what a night it has been. JT, and you told me he had 99 yards at halftime, or 94 yards at halftime?
84.
84 yards at halftime.
84 at halftime. 30, 33. It's too many to count.
That one complete out to the 40-yard line. And the Trojans defense just sitting back and not giving up anything deep on here. Quickly throwing, going over the top. Jay's going to camp out under that one. Bobbles around and incomplete.
Pass break up there by Jay Frazier, so a little stat there. I'm telling you, if they give up a touchdown here, Merce and Coach Bachman's not going to be happy.
No, they're not going to be happy at all, but got themselves a 17-point lead in this one and a trip back here next Friday night for the semifinals. Second time they will have hosted a semifinal game, that run up the middle. And that's the starters that are in there too, Nick, that are just back in that soft prevent.
Yeah, J. Lou and Griffin on there.
Last time was 2020 when they hosted the Rebels of West Monroe, won that game and went on to face Acadiana. False start. Ayers came out of there without the football. They're seeing they kept it, and that's going to roll the clock 13 and 12 and 11 and 10, and it'll go down. And I don't know that, yeah, they're trying to go back and snap it again. Byrd, these seniors spiking that one with 3 seconds to go, and I don't know.
There was a false start on the right side, which would be a runoff, right?
I just don't know why we're spiking it, and with down 17 with 3 seconds, but the Trojan defense will stand in there. Nick will make his way down to the sideline, and we'll be joined hopefully by Coach Bachman, who may just get him up here. Handoff goes up the middle to Simmons. That's the way things started, and he's going to find it in the end zone. But I don't think the Trojans really were interested in getting in there and tackling much there. Ball game, they won't try for the extra point on there because it's not need, and the clock is gone. And that's going to be your final score. The Trojans will win this one 43-32. Byrd scores a late touchdown, and I don't think anybody's concerned about the PAT. They're holding on to the players, and they won't. That's going to be your final score. 43-32. Trojans march into the semifinals. They will be here next week as they welcome in John Curtis. Storied program. John Curtis will come to town, and we'll do that. Going to take a break here. When we get back, we'll visit with Coach Thomas Bachman. We'll do all of that. Trojans win it 43-32. Back after this on 446 Sports.
Yeah, so what happened out there tonight?
We struck out at home with leftovers, then we remembered walk-ons.
What effect did the situation have?
Spirit soared. Nick took on a burger. Jen obliterated her ribeye po' boy. And speaking of spirits, Laura even scored a real tasty cocktail. She needed that.
Any lessons learned today?
Yeah. Head straight to walk-ons.
Scratch-made dishes, wall-to-wall TVs.
Are home problems turning your life upside down? Trust Southern Air Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing to save the day. From keeping you comfortable to plumbing repairs and even generators, we do it all. Southern Air Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing, your one-stop solution for AC, plumbing, and generators. If you need us to save the day for you, call Southern Air Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing or visit us online at southernairnow.com.
Check out some of our recent work at the Panthers Stadium. In addition to custom signs and banners, we also handle custom trophies, custom awards, custom vehicle wraps, and more. Give us a call. We handle projects large and small.
Looking for somewhere different for lunch? La Bistro Coffee and Waffle Bar is a gourmet espresso bar and restaurant with an emphasis on Southern social experience, featuring a wide variety of salads, soups, sandwiches, and of course waffles. La Bistro has something for everyone and every lifestyle. Whether you are meeting friends, spending time with family, or hosting a private party, we offer a dining experience all will enjoy. La Bistro Coffee and Waffle Bar on Coliseum Boulevard.
At Wallace Eye Associates, right now is the best time to have your cataracts removed. A new year means a new deductible, so if you're just not seeing as well as you used to, schedule your cataract evaluation today. It's fully covered by all medical insurances, including.
And we are back here. You see it, the band is playing, and Trojans moved to 12-0 on the season off of that 43-32 win. Trojans used a fourth quarter where they opened things up a little bit, waiting on our man Nick Magnano, who is down inside the crowd, trying to get head coach Thomas Bachman with him. Waiting on that, but you see, we'll have Coach Bachman up here afterwards as well, and we'll have that in our Trojan wrap-up show. Big thanks to all of our fans that stayed around and watched this one. If you went back and watched it, we certainly appreciate that. Big shout out to Billy French and Roger Walker and Jason Crooks and Brett Stallsby, Chuck Perkins, Nick Magnano. I am Doug Gann, and we were excited to bring this one to you tonight. Trojans win this one 43-32. 11-point margin was final, but that was that touchdown at the very end of it that did it. Don't forget, we'll have Coach Thomas Bachman up here for the wrap-up show. We'll do all of that in just a few minutes. But right now, got to get through that group of media that's down on the sideline with them, trying to get these interviews in, and we certainly appreciate the work. We'll try to get Nick Magnano. Again, to set things up for you next week, we'll be back out at Walk-Ons on Thursday night. We will have standing room only. Might go a little bit longer next week in that one. Who knows? Going to be a great night out at Walk-Ons, though, so make sure you come out and be a part of something special that's going on this season. The second half there that really put the Trojans on top of it. They will welcome in John Curtis 1 week from tonight. You know, we talked about District 2 5A and what they were doing. I know West Monroe looks like their season is going to end tonight, but Ruston and Neville. And we'll count up teams that we played. Let's look back at some of the scores. Neville up 28-7 in there. Catholic of Baton Rouge up in their game 13-7 over Rummel. Edna Carr opens it up against St. Thomas More. Destrehan all over a previously undefeated Airline, 62-41. Here your final score was 43-32. John Curtis 31, Turling's Catholic 10. Ruston all over Southside and Jess Curtis in that group 49-7. Central out of Baton Rouge, or just above Baton Rouge, 21. West Monroe 7 in that one. And there you get a look at it. The semifinals are set in both divisions on there. What a great night of football it has been. We told you about how special it was when you play on Thanksgiving night or on Thanksgiving week. It's even special when you get to play the week after Thanksgiving, and that's what the Trojans have set up and that they are doing. waiting to get word from Coach Bachman down on the field. A lot of photos and pictures being taken of that final score. Other side of the bracket is going to be Edna Carr and Catholic of Baton Rouge going against the winner of the Trojans and John Curtis. So, boy, some storied names in that. And you look around and you see Edna Carr and you see John Curtis and you see Catholic of Baton Rouge, and you look around and you go, wow, boy, we're the new kid to the dance. Trojans looking to go back to the state championship for the second time in 5 years now, which would be something. Its previous last trip there was in 2020. So, yeah, the COVID year when the Trojans actually played more games in the playoffs than they did in the regular season. How about that? Played 4 regular season games and 5 postseason games. Went to the Dome, but it wasn't the Dome. They went to Northwestern and played that one. So, but the Trojans have a big opponent coming up. And John Curtis, I think, was ranked 18th or 19th, weren't they? I think they were a pretty low seed that's advancing in this one. Looking around on the field, trying to find, Nick's getting in there, and just reporter after reporter after reporter is down there. Getting some handshakes and hugs, and we'll try to get Nick on the phone. We're just going to call Nick and get in with him. Let's turn Nick on there and see if we can get him. I feel like I'm on the radio show now when we're calling Nick, and it's like one of those prank shows, when they just call somebody up. Hello, this is such and such in the morning. They what? 19 seed is John Curtis, but don't be fooled by that in the slightest. Nick may just be getting him to bring him up here. We'll have to see. What do you know? How about that? That worked out. Good thing he didn't have some sort of message or something on there, when we call him and get his voicemail on there. Trojans victorious in this one, 43-32. Got closer. That big 2-point stop was something else. Looks like he's trying to call it. Last thing you want to do is get him a busy signal. Huh? Then he's going to be bringing him up here. Is that what he's going to be doing? Okay, just his clipboard. We'll take that. He's got his rushing stats down there with him, but JT, 82 yards rushing, or 84 yards rushing in the first half, ended up with 4 touchdowns rushing and 1 receiving. So a 5-touchdown night. That'll put JT at 31 touchdowns on the ground. Nearly 200 yards, I'd have to say, tonight in there. Will go well over 2,000 yards on the season. Should be somewhere around 2,100 yards before things are said and done in this one. He's hanging on to his wife right there. And we'll get Coach Bachman up. Going to take a break while they come up. We'll be back in 60 seconds, and we'll visit with head coach Thomas Bachman when we come back.
Wherever you are, you're there for a reason. You shouldn't have to make a trip to the branch to deposit a check. Skip the trip and use our mobile app to easily and securely deposit checks right from your phone. Day or night, wherever you are, or whatever you're doing. Download our mobile app today.
Check out some of our recent work at the Panthers Stadium. In addition to custom signs and banners, we also handle custom trophies, custom awards, custom vehicle wraps, and more. Give us a call. We handle projects large and small.
At Wallace Eye Associates, right now is the best time to have your cataracts removed. A new year means a new deductible, so if you're just not seeing as well as you used to, schedule your cataract evaluation today. It's fully covered by all medical insurances, including Medicare. You never need a referral at Wallace Eye Associates, and our method of next-generation cataract care is the most affordable in the state. There's only one team, one focus, your vision. Wallace Eye Associates.
Wherever you are, you're there for a reason. You shouldn't have to make a trip to the branch to deposit a check. Skip the trip and use our mobile app to easily and securely deposit checks right from your phone. Day or night, wherever you are, or whatever you're doing. Download our mobile app today.
This month, as we gather with the ones we love, let's take a moment to give thanks for the blessings in our lives. When it comes to protecting what matters most, trust those who care about your family as much as you do. I'm Jason Hawk, your local Farm Bureau insurance agent. I'm here to help you protect what you hold dear. Whether auto, home, or life, have peace of mind knowing that your family is covered today, tomorrow, and for years to come. So talk to Hawk at 318-791-HAWK or online at talktohawk.com and let us help you protect what matters most.
Are home problems turning your life upside down? Trust Southern Air Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing to save the day from keeping you comfortable.
And we're back. It is the Trojan wrap-up show, and Coach, hang on, we've got our audio. So last week we had video and didn't have audio. Now somehow we're back in a commercial. Let's working on that, Coach.
Ooh, yeah, I saw a shot. There we are.
A flash of you. There you go. Just don't know where he went from there. It's not back on yet, so we gotta
check your cable on the ATM.
Getting that, Coach, as we get back here, and folks want to.
I can tell you who doesn't know what's going on. This guy right here.
They want to hear more about. Than seeing us. There we got it. We've got it back in. You just got to be careful going around too far. Anytime it gets back on Nick, I think it messes up. That was the problem.
No worries.
Coach, you guys showed battle and reserve. Got ahead big. Got a scare there. Big 2-point stop, but finished the game away. And what a battle.
Yeah, the middle part of the game when we scored to go up 28-10, there was a little over 3 minutes to go in the first half. And, knowing that they get the ball coming out of the half, it's just like, all right, this is a big sequence right here. And we give up a score. And then we don't manage, we really thought we could go 80 in a minute and 7. Yeah. When we, of course, hindsight's 2020, but you look back and we could have just sat on the ball there, gone into halftime, and now it's 28. But we really did. We felt like we had moved the football.
But you've done that all
could.
year, though. Yeah. That's not anything new.
Maybe some of the sequence of calls, but anyway, and then we give up a field goal, and it's 28-20, and we get the huge stop. They put together a really long drive, and then we get the hold on
about 9 minutes.
Yep, we get the hold there in the red zone. Don't do much with the ball. Get that initial first down on the first play, and then go 3 and out. Give it back to them, and then they put together another long drive. I mean, it felt like we were just standing on the sideline.
They had the ball about 15 minutes there, and you had it 1.
Yeah, it was a whole bunch. But, we get the stop on the 2-point play, and then we're able to go score. And the stop on the 2-point play was a huge, because when we scored, we kicked the extra point. Now we're 2 possessions versus a 1-possession game, and it's just totally different ball game at that point. So, huge. We went for 2 there at the end to make it 17, trying to get it to a 3-possession ball game. So now you're not in a score 2-point onside kick.
Well, and they go down and get a touchdown right at the end of it. Would have made it just 1.
Just trying to lengthen it by a possession. But yeah, the kids showed a lot of grit, a lot of toughness, and been doing it all year. going to have to go in here and figure out a way to do it again next Friday. Got a long weekend of work and week of prep to get ready for another one.
Right.
Coach, we were talking towards the end of the game, and on the way up here, people were talking about Acadiana lost. Last week, Acadiana lost, and they were talking about this, and you kept saying, Byrd.
Yeah.
Byrd. You knew the type team they were, and you knew how effective their offense was. So I'm glad your guys stayed focused on Byrd.
You cannot overlook anybody. You got to, you don't know who you're going to play, in future rounds. The only thing you got an opportunity to control is that you're in the future rounds, and you just do that by taking it week by week and playing the opponent that's in front of you. And, I think we've done a good job of that all year, done a good job of it here through 2-3 weeks of this, and all weekend of work to get ready for it.
Well, I think that when you get into these games, and the second time to be in the semifinals here at home, especially in the last 5 years, and so you know that when you get to this point, it's going to be heavyweights. There's not anybody that's going to sneak up and just say, okay, we got an easy out. There's no easy bracket draws anymore when you're in the semifinals.
Nope, not in Division I Select.
That's correct.
It's week after week. You just embrace the challenge, and, thank God we got a bunch of competitors that look forward to it.
Vaughn had a really good game in this one, too. JT, of course, 5 touchdowns, 4 on the ground and 1 through the air. Looked like a couple of passes were dropped throughout the night, too. But they continue to do what they continue to do. And you talked about where they're going to be at play 40 and 50 and 60. And these guys continue to grind to get there.
It seemed like we struggled to get to that. I wondered what going to get in here and begin to break it down. I bet you the amount of all.
When they have a drive that's that long?
Not necessarily. I mean, some of it's just the sequence. You look back and it's like, call a better play. That's usually the first thing I look at whenever we don't have success is there's a lot of things that you could have got to, execute the play that's called. But I don't know. You can't blame it on that.
Right.
You can't leave yourself that out. Whether you're getting it back every 3 plays or whether you're sitting, when you get out there, we've got to take advantage of them. And, we did have an opportunity when we got that stop at 28-20.
Yeah.
We go put a drive together that we end up putting together the next drive. We're back in control of the game and not ever comfortable, but you're in control where they're having to press. You won't go sit on the ball for 9 minutes again, like you might not get another possession, so missed opportunity there, but when you add it all up, we found a way.
You look back on a season, we'll wrap it up because I know you got a lot of work to get to tonight. You look back on the season, and I want to speak on heart and character. You saw it in the Opelousas game going all the way back. Russet, all through district that you had it here. Finding a way to do what it makes to move to 12-0. There are seasons that are at 5-7. You look back, man, we were 5 plays away from all of this happening. You guys have made the plays and showed that heart and character.
Yep, no doubt. I mean, that's you're a lot of truth in that. You look back, even to last year, 23, a couple one-possession games that 3 one-possession games that we lose, and you flip that on the other side, and where are you? And we found a way to make the plays throughout the course of this year, and we've earned another week. Let's go find a way to do it again.
Look, it's going to be a lot of fun. We told us that there's one thing greater than practicing and playing Thanksgiving week. It's practicing and playing the week afterwards.
That's right.
And the week after. So
That's
we're looking
right.
forward to it.
We're
Coach
right
Thomas
there.
Bachman, we appreciate you as always coming up and taking the
Appreciate
time.
you
Big,
guys.
hard-fought win tonight. Guys, that's going to wrap it up. It has been a thrilling win tonight. The Trojans win this one 43-32. Punch their ticket to the semifinals for the second time in 5 years. The Magic's alive here at J.L. Butch Stoker Stadium. Join us Thursday night, 7 p.m. for the Thomas Bachman Show live from Walk-Ons, and then we'll be right back here at 6 o'clock on Friday night for the countdown to coin toss. 43-32 for our crew that's made everything happen tonight. My man Nick Magnano, Coach Thomas Bachman. I am Doug Gann. God bless you all, and good night.